Well, we say good afternoon, folks. Thanks for joining us live from the Iron Gate, Virginia community in district number 17. Most Miss Ayesini Iba, and I'm here with my colleague
Tamoa Fofana.
And also we have behind camera Aaron Talu. So jointly we're going to be bringing you this live broadcast. As you may be aware, we are into day 3 of the Ministry of Public Works demolition exercise that has been carried out along the Bombing Highway, and this is intended to give a free corridor for the pavement of the road from the St. Paul River Bridge moving up to the Port River. If you have been someone who traveled along the bombing corridor like myself, then it will be of great interest to you that this is necessary, that the government of Liberia is developing so much interest in making sure that this corridor is given an express lane as compared to other countries around the globe. So yes, to do this, the Ministry of Public Works firstly began the issue of mapping, or if you may, zooming, and that idea about what is going to take place here, some of the structures that may be affected once the demolition exercise begins. So we passed that stage already, and now what is going on is that the Ministry of Public Works for the past 3 days have been on the work of demolishing structures that they mark and they deem necessary to get off the road. So here today, it all started from the St. Paul. And good for the Ministry of Public Works is that residents of district number 17 are cooperating with the Ministry of Public Works in making sure that even before the machine arrived on the scene, they are already de-roofed their buildings, making sure some of the containers along the road are removed even before you have the machine coming in. So yes, it is making the work of the Ministry of Public Works easy so that the machine can move in. Like you look in the back here, you see some of the structures here. Of their belongings in the shop or stores along this route, making sure that they cannot be the victim in the process. Although the demolition of some of the buildings here are not something that you want the folks to be happy with, but if you talk to most of the folks here, they are in pain, but on the other hand, they are employing the government of Liberia for making sure that yes, this place will have from the St. Paul River going up as far as the Gowanasa area. So I'm here with my colleague Tamoa Fofana, and she's been following the exercise, and she will have a 1 or 2 before we move over to give you a full look of the workings here in district number 17, Mozzarella County. Tamoa, I want to say good afternoon, welcome.
Yes, I think just as we are just saying, it is true that this time right now, it will be a sad moment for all of us because nobody would want to see their own property being destroyed. And, you know, I said it was here. It was not an easy moment. It was actually a sad moment. You know, some people are really crying. And they have one elderly father who was, you know, so mad when they were destroying his property right up there. And his daughter was also crying behind him, say, Papa, I beg you stop. Papa, I beg you stop. But it's true that people are sad now, but surely, as soon as possible, in the next few years, after the construction of this road being expanded by the government, people will be happy because commercial vehicles will be free to pass around here, and you will have good, beautiful places around here to be free to sell your market. You know,
So we'll just come in a little bit to give Aaron a space because some of the folks here are using the sidewalk to move. Yeah, but
so
go ahead.
so it is true that it is not a happy moment now, but very soon we all will be happy to see the expansion of this road. The comparison of you guys going out of the country and coming back and be boasting that, oh, the people country up there is very beautiful and beyond. You know, it's not going to, those people did not just start and build their country overnight. They pass through the same process, the process of pain, the process of struggle, the process of destruction. So after all of those things pass, there were a very good development in those countries like Ghana, like Nigeria, that you can visit and come back and be comparing that they are beautiful than Liberia. This is how it started. So it's just a time to be patient as government move on with this development process in our country. So we'll be moving around with Ayasin and Aaron here to show you how the process is going on with the demolition.
So what used to happen normally, Liberians, once they receive notice from the Ministry of Public Works about the demolition exercise, it was something like this would never come to fruition. It's going to be like you will receive the citation for nearly 6 months, going up to 6 years, and you can have any machine coming on the side to even demolish the property. So it was giving rise to Liberians having the perception that, well, once the government announced that they want to demolish properties, it will not actually come to light. So this was paving the way for people to encroach on government property as compared to now. So now what's happening is from the dweller area coming as far as the district number 17, Iron Gate, Virginia, one we want to surmise that even if you are ahead of us somewhere around Bomi, you better start beginning the removing your structures from the west side, because if it was actually marked by the Ministry of Public Works, obviously once you can see folks ahead of you, properties are being demolished, obviously you know that your property will also be removed or demolished.
So you don't need to wait for government to come. And you know, this notice are given to people who were owning these properties for over a year. You know, I can remember Anthony Williams were to the boulevard there when they were doing the mapping, you know, even giving the people their settlements, you know. So all those things have been settled from the government. So you know about that, and you don't have to wait for government to come. And one thing I want to say is that people who've been living on the government property, you know, you
Hotel Africa. Hotel Africa is just a case away from this, because the Ministry of Public Works have already given folks within the Hotel Africa vicinity 1 month. So from September 18 to October 18, you have a luxury of time to vacate the Hotel Africa area.
Of course. So you see, even when the process of removing the people from the LPRC back then, you know, it was the same process that took place. You know, they'll give you a longer time to prepare yourself. They settle you to move out, but you refuse to move because you say, government just talking, they won't do it. No, this government have come with different mindset. This is a government that have come with the mindset of development, implementation. So you have to be aware and be ready at any time when they give you a notice that we are coming to this side to settle you, to give you a better life. So be prepared. And what I wanted to say is that if you are owning a land and you call a surveyor, and then the surveyor will survey your land, the demarcation will be there, the street, they will show you the streets. They will show you where your house is supposed to be established. But you will still pass by the demolition of the, you know, where you're in the street and something, and then the people and come on the street, and all of these things will be the waste of time where this kind of process is taking place. So you already know when the surveyor come to you and they say this is where you're supposed to establish or develop your land, your property on this land. to not cross that lane, that particular demolition to go across. It will give government hard time, and it will give you hard time. And then I heard people talking say that government supposed to give them something before they move there. This is a government property. I don't think you'll be on a government property, and then you say somebody will pay you to move from there where you know it belongs to the government.
Yeah, that actually have been. So we try to move a little further. That been the old age thing.
That on the main street that you will say, you know, buildings that does not represent.
Yeah, these are makeshift structures.
Of course, you know, something like this, you now want to waste government time for not developing a road that would help commercial vehicles to pass around or for people to move around, you know. So you have to accept development. But I'm sure people are willing. I'm not very sure that they are not willing to develop. You know, the mindset of the Liberian people now is development. We are past that stage of I don't want to move on. Most citizens want to see the country better for now. It has been a very long time. So maybe we can ask around and see how people views are like for this process.
So obviously we will engage the views of some of the residents here and those who were actually affected some way, somehow. But this is a clarion call to Liberians across the country that it's now time that you stay off government properties and try to know the boundary between private lands and government-owned property, because this is coming at a time where government is not willing to spend additional money on folks who knowingly and willingly took upon their time to erect structures on government-owned land. So yes, it's day 3, and we are somewhere around the Iron Gate community, specifically in Virginia, District number 17 is where we are, and the Ministry of Public Works is actually a morning road from the Zimbabwe Bridge to Bowater side, the bridge that separates Liberia from Sierra Leone. And it will interest you to know that some of the folks are also benefiting from this exercise, that they are acquiring debris from the demolition exercise. If you will refer to them as less fortunate or Zogos, they are also benefiting from this exercise.
Yeah, because I can see them packing all the remaining, the things, the wires.
Okay. Yes.
Okay. I'm sure they're taking it to the iron factory where they can weigh it and tell them how much it costs, and then they give them something to remove. And some women will even take it for their market tables. The stakes being out of that place, they will be taking it for market table on the market. But this is how the corridor of the Sikor Bridge is like now, because government is demolishing these places, structure that does not belong on.
So Aaron, you want to zoom in a little bit, like you see, like we said, some of the folks are taking upon their time to have their property or valuable items from this demolition, so that who are referred to as less fortunate Liberians or Zogos may not trample upon their properties. Unlike other communities, I saw in the old era when the public works moved into demolish some of the makeshift structures as of folks who were actually resisting the Ministry of Public Works. But unlike District number 17, folks here are not really engaging into violent activities anymore.
Yeah, because they are very calm. They're even happy to remove their own thing, you know. But one thing I want to say to the people of Hotel Africa there is that do not sit back to say, oh, government will not do it. Just keep watching. As you can see, they told the people the same thing and they gave them the time frame when they were going to come to do this process. So your time frame has been given to you. Start preparing to get to give government way to come and develop that place. Liberia cannot remain the same. Liberia will not be the same. Be part of this development process. This is a country that belongs to all of us. Let's help to build this country. President Walker has come on board with the mindset of thinking Liberia.
So, I just want you to paint the camera. See some of the things that were actually on the main road. You're talking about guests coming from other countries, Sierra Leone, using this route. You want to see some of the images or the materials that are on the front view along the route here. So these are all unnecessary materials having old zincs, tires, rotten goods, all placed along this route.
A country where used to be a place of tourism, you know, world leaders used to leave their country to come to this country to see now how it is, you know. So this is what you need to be prepared to give way so that all of these things can be out of here. Because if somebody comes from the country and know and say that is Liberia, the Liberia that I know of more than 100 plus years, that is not what I was thinking to come and see. So let there be something else now. Let there be a new look of this country. Yes, let there be a new look of this country. So we need to try our best to remove this kind of threat. Like the marketers are just from the market, they just pack all their nets at night and then put it on the road. Even if government or PCC tell them say, pack this there somewhere, you still see it on the road. So all those ideas have to be stopped. We have to be aware of cleaning our country, preparing this country ourselves. This is not a one-man thing. It is everybody's thing.
This is not a one-man thing. It is everybody thing. That's the word from my colleague, Damowa Fofana. And if you are from Bomi County or Grand Cape Mon County or even Sierra Leone, you will agree with me that this is a laudable venture taken by the government of Liberia through the Ministry of Public Works in making sure that, yes, this route can have a paved road from the Simple Bridge to Bomi County, Grand Cape Mon, and as far as the Waterside area. I have traveled on numerous occasions along the Bomi Highway, both riding motorbikes and also vehicles. I have seen the deplorable condition of the Bomi corridors. And if the government is coming in to say, well, this is a priority to our government that we pave the corridor from the Simple River Bridge to Waterside. It is of great interest of people from Bomi County, Grand Cape Mon, and Sierra Leone, and Liberia as a whole should also embrace the idea coming from the government of Liberia.
Yeah, so I just want to remind the people that are watching us, if you just joining us, we are on the Simple River Corridor where public works is demolishing structure from the way to do the pavement of the new road. So keep following us. Will bring you this updates.
And let's also inform you that you have huge presence of officers from the Liberia National Police who are also on the standby. You don't want to take chances of dangerous. What may unfold. So it's always good that the Ministry of Public Works moves in with officers from the Liberia National Police and making sure access in carrying out their work along the corridors deemed necessary for demolition exercise. So whatever you are watching, we say thanks for joining us, and it's day 3 of the Ministry of Public Works demolition exercise, paving the way for the pavement of roads across the country. But this time it's coming from the demolition. People was serious and excited about what is happening. Want to say good afternoon, welcome to LMT.
Yeah, how you doing, sir?
Okay, what's your name?
Joseph David.
What do you make of the demolition exercise being carried out by the Ministry of Public Works?
We know led development when it comes to the kind of thing, yeah, very good. The government working.
There are people who believe that this is not in the interest of the country. You're looking at people, stores, shop, and breaking it. Where do you expect them to go?
But they will find different places now because development can open. Yeah, the same thing happen in Ghana. Ghana develop. So at least the government doing well like this. They open the road. If that falling, we'll be happy. But when they make it like this, will not be fine about it. So the government doing well.
You have property along this road?
Me? Yeah.
Where?
My brother far from the road. My brother up here.
So you are happy because your property. So your property are going to be in the right away.
If my property could be right on the right away, the government can tell that woman that leave my own. That development it can open. Yeah.
What do you expect? Because some people may say that government is just destroying properties on the road, but they are not coming with the development. What do you have?
No. The government will come with development. You know, when before development come, it come with The same thing we're looking at here today, it happened in Ghana today. They get our head bridges all around. Yeah.
Have you been to Ghana?
No, I can see it on social media, you know. We see other countries on the internet, and we say, the country found, yeah, you know. So, like the country, our whole country. So, we got to develop the country. Some people will cry, and some people will be happy. So,
thank you very much.
All right, thank you too.
Say your name again.
Joseph David.
Thank you, Joseph. Joseph F. David expressing his interest. Yes.
Just what we're saying. You know, it may be a sad moment, but people are really happy to see what is going on because everybody ready now for development. Everybody ready for development. Everybody want to see the change, the new look of Liberia that we've been over years, over ages. So this process from government is not a process that you would say nobody wants. People are really waiting to have this process right now.
So still moving in. Let me see if I can talk to this lady. I want to say welcome to MTV. What's her name?
Mani Fatu Chalewa.
Fatu, what do you make of the demolition exercise? Government removing some of the structures along the corridor.
Yeah, okay, we're happy. We want development.
What do you say to people who say, well, it's not necessary that government remove structures along the way? Where do you expect people to say, oh, you're breaking down structures?
Yeah, even though they say the Pape doing bad, but to us, we know that are good thing because if our road not fixed, no development will come. So we're happy. Those are they say the hell they do it, eh?
Okay. Thank you very much.
Uh, eh? Fatu Jaliba.
Thank you very much, Fatih Jaliba. So if I could get the view of this lady who is seated and just watching me, I want to say welcome to LMTV. What's her name?
My name is Anna Sisi.
Okay. My name is of the nation generation exercise along this corridor.
Because in United States, we always telling our country will not be developed. Because most people want to develop their France. The monarch and destroy the structure and developing. Man, you know the role of social.
It should be like you can manage your property and full fire and see anything.
At least the way they manage the places, at least for 1 or 6 months, we must see the improvement, we must see and we will be all happy. But we will not be seeing our places poor, then we'll be looking at the development are going on, we will not go down well with us.
Thank you once again. Say your name.
Anna Sisi.
Thank you very much, Anna Sisi. Taking our own view here. But folks, we are still here along the Bombay corridor from the St. Paul Railroad Bridge corridor. But let me get the view of the gentleman here. I know some way, somehow, you're probably go affected maybe just by an inch. I want to say welcome to LMTV. Sir. Welcome. Maybe only a little bit. Yeah. What's the name? Yes, Sean. What do you make of the exercise, demolition exercise being carried out by the Ministry of Public Works and making sure to clear a corridor for the road pavement? No problem. We have to things. Very happy with the road process. And for what happened now. Really, I'm happy to do anything also, you cannot remove our property or demolish our property without giving you anything. Money for them, for me, I don't have money. Yeah, but thank you for what you do. The development, the development. I know. Pray God for Father. Tell me how serious you really need development. Some of you have smartphones, you go on the internet, you see other countries in terms of where their country. Tell me how eager are you for
our president, Kwak Shikehin, long life. Because other people parents never did what's happening now. Yeah, I love that enforcement.
You say your name again?
Me is Shanky.
I see that man just looking at you like you get different view on the whole something. Where your name?
I'm Sanopi Nimle.
What do you make of this exercise, Samuel?
No, it's good because development in the country bring more people popularity from us that we know what we are doing here because some countries are better more than us. And we are far from them trying to say that they are way ahead of us. Nothing improving. Places is seen, we're using one quota. So we pray that global development will see some changes.
Thank you very much.
Okay.
We will take a U-turn because the machine is moving to pass the Iron Gate area. Since the morning hours, the machine started since the morning hours, and they had to take some breakout. So they are resuming the demolition exercise. So while we were actually giving our followers a pictorial look of the work being carried out here by the Ministry of Public Works, and also talking to some of the folks affected and not affected, the machine just passed by and is heading for the Iron Gate Junction. So you are experiencing a little bit of traffic because the machine is already ahead and we have to leave the road before you can have a free flow of traffic no more.
Yeah, so are you seeing, as we heard from the people, they said how excited they are for this development. So you can see the road, the center of the road is the only place that you can see the quarter. All around here, there is no pavement, even the crossroad, even though when you're supposed to cross, when you're supposed to not cross. And this is a very basic commercial area. It's people on motorbikes, tricycles, buses, even trucks all around here. So there is a need for government to develop this place for you and myself safety, so I can know where to cross, when to not cross. You see? So we are going to follow to the yellow machine out there to see the work that will be done for us.
Yes, if you look at the shots of the road here, it's very high. This is a road that have outlived its existence. This road been here for rack of ages. And if you listen to some of the folks, they are saying that, well, we applaud the government for the exercise being carried out, but we will also encourage the government that this road shouldn't be a two-lane road. At least you can make it better than the current one.
Wait, Dama. Put it like this.
You listen to it? I will not put a problem.
Yes, so folks, let's take this quick break from our microphones angle, and then we'll be back with the quality of the sound. We want to do a sound check.
Yeah, that's it.
So just go in the comment section and give us the feedback from the quality of sound here. We just made an adjustment in the quality of sound from this live broadcast. So we want to get the feedback from you. Tell us how well are you receiving the sound quality. So yeah, that's So these are all makeshift structures along this route. This is district number 17, Metro Council. So this place guess is a strap here where you have first year purchasing all ions, zincs. I'm told they were given sufficient time to remove yes. So trees are all falling to the ground. So the zoning division of the Ministry of Public Works is carrying out this demolition exercise, and it's day 3 from the Simple River area or Simple River Bridge. We are now around the Iron Gate community. So if you are ahead of us, just keep yourself informed and get ready for removing your structures As long you receive citation from the zoning division of the Ministry of Public Works, or if your properties or property were marked, then obviously you know that they will have to be demolished by the Ministry of Public Works. So we are here, and it's about 21 minutes to 5 o'clock. And this exercise is still ongoing.
Where you going? Where you going? No, you know. You know.
So Aaron, as you can see, imagine the time frame that was given to these people before everyone's come to do this work. The tire shop, they stayed here. They would not have even touched anything. I don't know, they were waiting for the public works to come before they started doing their work. Because as we're passing, we saw some of them knocking the thing and trying to take it off. But this public works will not wait for you to pass and will come back. So if they give you the time, you should make use of the time.
I mean, one thing I noticed in Liberia, there's never enough time to do particular thing. If you give Liberia men 1 month, after a month or two, if you come back, they still ask for additional time. So similar thing implies here. I believe that this structure were marked a couple of months ago, but again, there's no enough time to do anything in Liberia. So that's what you see here.
So now we are holding on to the LEC staff because there's a LEC wire that we hooked up to the tree right there, and the work cannot go on until that wire be removed because there are individuals are seriously on them for their own safety. So we have to wait, same as the public works people have to find a place to remove that wire before the work.
We are still here to see. One thing I can say is that this whole process, since the beginning, they have been very peaceful so far as compared to other areas. But this one have been very peaceful. And even residents along the road, they are trying to embrace government and they are hearing national government as well for the job done so far.
You even hear from passerby that, oh, Joseph Boka, thank you to the government. So everybody around here standing here, they're feeling the process. They're feeling it like a good process. You know, I don't know if we'll have chance to go to that chapel to ask why you wasted time. You know. What a time they gave him for, you make use of the time.
So in Liberia, what you see right here, normally call it scribe. Yeah, so normally they gather all zing. Officer, you guys will go call out that branch here. Once you call out branch, you do it now.
He said they were just, about to remove this thing to put it to bed or getting the new site. So I asked him, was government gave you a long time to do that? Why you didn't do it? He said yes, we will. So I asked him to come in for the camera to go and say no. So you see, they know and they are aware, but say they don't want. Just as we are saying, there's not enough time for government. Always saying it will not happen. They want to know everything.
Yes, certainly. So, for this woman who has something, the property was marked since 2017, between 2017 and 2018, going back into 2017 and 2018, people still asking for time. So, I mean, there's not enough time for Liberia to do anything. If you want to get Liberia time, meaning you keep giving Liberia time until the end of the work.
So the people of the property, for those who are saying, oh, maybe they just came and remove the person property and that person will be out of, job or something. The owner of the property know when he's going to remove these tires from here, and he was actually paying his new site back there. The tree. But I don't know what he was there for that long time.
That member, I can't put it in the that bread, no.
Okay, I can see this. So let's get the interest, let the viewers watch what is going to happen.
Stay here. Stay here. Why going? You go down there. So what is happening now, folks? There is a so one of the three branches that actually went directly over the LEC distribution line. And so there was this fear that it would have affected the main tension line along the road. So residents were being cautioned to stay off the area for fear that anything would have happened. But thanks to the instrumentality of the officers here from the Liberia National Fire Service, Liberia National Police, and the fellow who is the owner of this place as well. So they jointly removed the broken tree branch from the distribution line. So we'll go back to where the actions is taking place.
Yeah, easy.
Hello, everyone. Hello, 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 hello. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening from my end. Wherever you are, all around the world, Australia is probably good morning the next day. Africa is good morning too, but they're still sleeping. So here is good evening or good night, good evening, but we're still in the early part of the evening. So God is good. God is great. That's the one of God, right? We're all in the same word, but different parts of the word and with different time zone. That is incredible. Wonders of God. So, who would say there is no God? Only fools would say that, right? We know there is a God somewhere up there. So yeah, good evening, guys. Welcome to the Nightly Exchange. Once again, this is the Nightly Exchange on Liberia Watch News. So on September 25th, my birth month. I don't even know if y'all knew that it was my birthday. None of y'all wish me birthday. Happy birthday. But anyways, we will talk about that later. Let's start the show. Please go on Liberia Watch News on Facebook and YouTube and subscribe, comment, like, and share. Please do so. And come back here and let's talk about the good, bad, and ugly about Liberia. Now, I look like my grandma today, Madam Ellen Johnson Sirleaf, the scarf. I hope y'all like it. Bad hair day. So I'm doing the Ellen's signature. I hope I did it right too. Hair tie to the headscarf. So subscribe, like, comment, and come back here, share, and let's come back here and talk about Liberia, the good, bad, and ugly of our country. Good Liberia. There's nowhere like home, right? All of the frustration we go through, things that we see happening, we get frustrated, and guess what? We still love that little country. I would say we still love it, and that's why we are always pushing for something to get done. So the video we was just watching, that you guys was watching, I already seen that video. So I always see it, and then before I bring it for you to watch it, because some of you do see it as well, along with me, when it's being played out there on during the day, and some of you Your first time seeing it here. So either way, you get to see it 2 times. Maybe you made something first, and now you are seeing it now. So most of the time, people try to play proper politics with the development issue, right? We all talk about how our country is all the way backward. We're 178 years old. We always emphasize on the age, and we're older than everybody in that region. But yet, we are the least developed country in our area. Back in the days, what you and I met, well, most of you did not see, I did not see. People always talk about how good it used to be, but I don't know if the war brought all of those good old days down. But what about the roads, right? What happened to the roads? I don't think that anybody looted the streets and took it with them anywhere that they went. So it was only looking good. It was no good old days because back now people did not know any better, right? Like $500 US today. Back then, that was a lot of money, right? Today is not so much. So maybe that's how it was. Everything was good, gravy. Like when you hear people talk about Lamco, but look at Lamco now. Look at that area. Look at how Yekepa or whatever. Look at that area. Look how it looks. Look at Buchanan, wherever they were operating from. You don't see much, right? But people enjoyed it those days. They thought it was the top notch. They were living their life that because that was that's what they knew then. But now we're in a different era, right? Everybody advancing. And guess what? We're stuck in our good old days that everybody knew then, and everybody was talking about it, be like, okay, so where is the good old days? Okay, what are you looking at? What were you looking at there, right? So it's funny how when time goes by, things changes. And then when other people talking about how great it was, then you and my sister looking like, yeah, you must have been under the rocks. But no, that was their good old days. So now we wanted to come up to standard up to this day because everybody used to say back then Liberia was like small America. People in a region used to go. That's where they used to go. Everybody used to want to come to Liberia. They want to do this. They want to do that. Granted, but guess what? Today, Liberia is like everybody wants to leave Liberia and go to those countries that used to come to Liberia, and it shouldn't be like that. Like there was this girl who was showing here one time. I played a video here. She was talking about, I don't know if she was a Ghanaian or Nigerian. It was around the same time with the whole thing with Trump and President Buhari and the Independence Day. When she was talking about, she found out that Liberia has been part of so many things, so many good things, and being a part of Liberia have fought with so many countries again at independence. And why are they so quiet? What is going on? And all of the good things, these great things she was saying about Liberia. But then when you said, okay, so what happened to us? So seeing development now, people trying to take it seriously. Some people try to play politics with it because they're listening to political leaders, they listen to party, brainwash them into thinking that it's a bad thing, right? They're doing something to them. But most people, to my surprise, watching this video, a lot of people was embracing it. Their whole idea, even though some of their houses or their shops and stuff were being broken down, but they were actually embracing the whole idea of development. They were all saying that, development comes with pain, like we always said on these platforms. Development is not going to be easy. It is not going to be easy. Some people will feel bad. Some people, but I like something that they kept saying though, right? They said if we are okay with it, if the government do this, demolitions, and they come up and do what they said they would do, we will be happy because it needs to happen. It is long overdue. But after they've done all of the breaking down and do all of that and put all the pains in our hearts, and they don't do anything, it's not going to sit well with us. And I agree. I agree with them. I think if you're doing it as they're in agreement with it and they're accepting it, that you should do that in order to stop the anger and make them to say, okay, so this was worth it. Let them see that change that you're promising them, the change that you're doing all of this for. They want to see it, and it's a valid point. I get it, and I'm with them on that. They were not resisting. Some of them were late to take that zing and stuff that away, some because they didn't believe it. Government always comes and say these things and they don't do it. So, or how sure are we that this is going to happen this time around, right? Like I say again, valid point. But guess what? If you see it happening somewhere else, like on the old road on the other side, best know it's coming to your side. So you're supposed to remove your stuff. Now sit there and wait till they come to your doorstep and then you got no time to remove your stuff. But I do agree. If you break these things down, do it. Do what you say you're trying to do so the people can see it and be satisfied and know that it was worth it. I do agree. But some would be like, oh, try to play politics at breaking people homes, making people homeless, and doing this. Well, guess what? That's not where people are supposed to be anyways. Like, I think I told you a story here before. My land, I got a land in Tower Hill. So there was alleyway, 3 alleyways. It's like acres of land. And the guy that is across the street from me tried to split the 1 acre between his kids. Now, after this giving one, I don't know how many, if it was a lot or it was a half lot or whatever he gave his other son, he's trying to build on that piece of land. And guess what? He built his land, extended his land into the alleyway. And when they started that foundation, the guy that is on my land, he said he told him that you are building in the alleyway. That foundation is coming into the alleyway. And try to show him and they didn't listen to him. So I seen the video I think that was 2 Sundays ago. Beautiful house. Really beautiful, nice house. But guess what? It's right in the alleyway. And what do you think going to happen? That house will get broken down. So after, I think someone else told him after that was done, and guess what? He's tried to create artificial alleyway. Took my cornerstone is not even supposed to be closer to your cornerstone, right? Because we have an alley between us. So guess what he did? Took his cornerstone and went all the way across the leftover alley that he left to put it across to my cornerstone. And they had to tell you, no. That cornerstone stays right across there. It doesn't come this far because why? This is an alley between you and that land. It's not so you can't start to create artificial alleyway now and stuff. So these are like some of the things that happen. You don't listen in the beginning, and then as time goes on, you start to cry, oh, the government doing bad to me or somebody doing bad to you. No, you should have listened. You did it to yourself. No one is doing it to you. It's important, guys, that when you're doing these things, and if you don't know, someone tells you, you try to get a proper. 1 second. Try to get a proper measurement. Hold on to it till you get the proper measurement. Don't let somebody tell you and you ignore them. And in the future, after you put all that money and efforts, and then they break it down. So guess what? His house is in trouble. He is at risk of having his house broken down. Why? Because he never listened. And it is an alleyway. And after people has built the way to build, now you're doing new development and new areas. You're supposed to have done it the right way. You can't keep doing the same old thing and have created the same situation that we have in Monrovia. Not everywhere is just jammed. Or you can't even have ambulance to come by and get by in case of an emergency or fire. You can't have any of that because everybody's building everywhere. You can't keep doing that in the fresh new building areas. Somebody has to, I'm sorry, but I'm telling you, he gotta go. I need my alleyway. I can't have it. I'm not evil. Don't call me evil. That I'm just being a good citizen. That's what I call myself, good citizen. So thank you everyone for coming. That was a little story. So we have a lot to talk about today until the gentlemen, all my latecomers, can come and start teaching me how to moderate. They're not here yet, but I'm still waiting for them. But we were talking about a fire that got at the former president house. And then you had people try to, some of us are thinking it is staged, and some people are saying it's a real fire. But for the time that fire took, I'm still calling it a way I feel. I think it was staged. I think this is all attention seeking, trying to take attention away from what is going on in the country and try to play that pull that Trump playbook and try to make they try to get a ball, they try to buy sentiment from the gullible people. But every time these people try these things, it backfire. This is I wish everybody would just be patriotic and just like love your country. Yes, you can campaign to have your political leader come back, but at least when you see something good happening, appreciate it, because why it's happening for everybody. Now, right now, for example, LEC, everybody is praising LEC, right? Or even the water and sewer, LBS. What else? A lot of other places, right, are doing well. Are they just going to the unity party people houses and doing it, the supporters or the sympathizers or some of us? Are they the only one enjoying the LEC and or is it everybody in the country, whether you're Seditian or you're ANC or you are what LPP, whatever? Every Liberians are enjoying that LEC, stable LEC today. That's how we need to think about this. I know it's like pouring water on rocks at this point, but maybe the little people the gullible people that they can be trying to, brainwash, when they hear some of us talking, they hear some of these things, they would probably have a change of mind. But the mean people, don't even waste your time. They're already cooked, brainwash, everything. It's all about self preservation, I call it. So they're not going to listen. We're trying to get to innocent people who are always the victim, get used, get lied to, and then vote these people in, and they come back and leave them right in that same position and better their own lives. Having MCC Compass going to Liberia is not going to Joseph Boakai and his family. It would be a good thing for Liberia. It will be a good thing for some of us in the diasporas that want to go home, that want to see our country doing good, that we want to go back. Some of our older folks here, they want to go back. They have underlying condition and stuff, medical condition. They can't. Some of those monies will go in healthcare. Their roads will get completed all the way. Schools, agriculture. Most of the time, people are getting angry about, how much you getting pulled in agriculture and how much is doing it. But then when it happens, when it's trying to pull things to make that happen, it's a problem, because why? My God is not doing it. It's ridiculous. It's upsetting to some of us, because I told some people, I said, I don't care. I just want to see Liberia develop. I don't care who does it. It shouldn't matter, right? But if a person is dead now, you should do it. If you're not doing it, then yeah, we should get rid of you and find somebody else. But if you're dead now and you're trying, we should all applaud that. We should all encourage that and let that happen. Now, some of us supported the rescue train because we saw what was going on in the past administration. Nowhere am I saying the rescue train is perfect. or they're doing everything right. But one thing I like is that I like the way people are getting suspended, people are getting fired for doing the wrong things. It is coming out, and when the president hears about it, he takes action. To me, that's good leadership. That's listening, not just letting the people talk. Let them talk. They'll talk about it in a few weeks and they'll be quiet anyway. They'll talk about it just for a month. They'll be quiet anyway. That's what they know about. They know that about Liberians, so they don't even care. That's what started happening last, and that's why I was like, okay, maybe somebody else need to come and take the mantle after Joseph Walker. Somebody else come. God forbid, knock on wood, shooting kids. Joseph Walker doesn't do well. Let's keep moving forward. Or are we going backward? So what? The same failure that we escaped and voted for Joseph Walker? No. Let's try someone else. You got Arizona Cummings there. You got Afwane. You got maybe Jeremiah Come. Everybody's talking about. You got Tiawan Gongo there. You got all those people that we haven't tried them before. Let's try one of those people, but not go back. Go back to Egypt. We don't want to go back to Egypt. We don't. To go back to Pharaohs. That's not a good thing. Let's just keep moving. Keep on the journey till we one day find that good person. But I'm very, very optimistic that this administration is going to do well. They're not going to face everything. I'm not going to sit here and fool myself or lie to you. Say they're going to make everything bread and gravy and it will be perfect. But at least they're starting from somewhere. It is a lot of challenges. They have a lot of challenges, but they are doing something that's starting from somewhere. And yes, you still got some bad elements among them. In any whatever, it's gonna be like that. And the same thing I always said in the we administration, even though the big fish were corrupt, but everyone in our administration were not. They had some good people in the CDC administration, but the bad just overshadowed the good because the good people were not, being given the time to shine, right? So everybody, once you work in the administration will corrupt anything, everybody. Same thing with Ellen Johnson administration. I don't think everybody in Ellen Johnson administration will corrupt, but once it label the whole administration corrupt, everybody in there. So that's where we at. So the fire thing that I was talking about, I'm still talking about it too. And I had to move on to some other stuff. The fire, we realized that the fire, what am I trying to say? The fire people went there. Let's say fire investigators went there at a resident of person we are, and they were denied access. And we were talking about that last night, right? And our brother George said there was no statement. There was no statement from the fire department. And today we have one. They came and spelled it out. Now they're assuming that because when they went in there, the lights were flickering, right? It was a lot of fluctuation, of an own or something like that, or flickering. So they believe that maybe the lights may have caused the fire, but not sure. That is their guess, right? They can only be sure if they get in there and investigate and do an investigation. But if they cannot get in there, they can only stick with that guess. Now, is that guess right? Could be, but it could be wrong too. So the only way to be sure is to go in there and do an investigation. But guess what, guys? Like we said last night, they are being denied to enter the premises. And I don't know where in the world that when something like that happens, or the person is accusing someone for doing it, why should they still be allowed to have access to that? To that residence? Why isn't the government or the security apparatus or whatever apparatus. Why don't they have access to that residence? Why does it have to be the owner of that residence that have access to it? It doesn't make sense. At this point, it's no longer your choice whether you're going to do it or not. Well, I guess we find out something new about Liberia every day. Maybe that's the law too. The law is the law, according to all of them. When it's when it's not in accord, then the law is the law. When it's got something to do with them, then the law is not the law. So I don't know if this is a law in Liberia that the resident owner shoot in case it's a fire, they have the right to say no, I want an investigation, or no, I don't want an investigation. I don't know how that works, but that just sounds crazy to me because that's supposed to be the government. It doesn't matter what you want at this point. It's happening. That's what's supposed to happen. But I guess it's different when it comes to Liberia. So I don't know. That's what we're hearing now. They deny them access. Welcome to Ray. They deny them access to the residents. Now, that was like 2 nights ago. That scene has been tampered with already. Because if they're go in and out and do whatever, only God one knows what they're doing there. No more reason to I mean, there's no more use for investigation. That scene has already been tampered with. And then you want us to sit here and tell you that that fire wasn't staged? Oh, I said 250 times if I have to. That fire was staged. That fire was staged. That fire was. But I don't have time to say all that many times. So I'm gonna just say hi to Ray and let him tell let him tell why he coming late and what's on his mind.
coming late. Oh my God, that is absolutely exhilarating. But anyway. Yeah, so I had a flat tire and
No, I'm just kidding. You don't have to tell your business.
I'm just messing with you. I'm just messing with you, Amy. But look, but yeah, great to be home, man. Look, at the end of the day, I mean, we just have to live with the fact that we live in a country where everything has to be politicized. You know, and we just accept it. You know, as a country, and for whatever that's worth, and what I can say is, I have not really, you know, led us to any prosperity, to any self-realization, self-determination.
Right.
It has actually contributed to the backwardness of our existence. And it's about time that we try to start doing things right. It's about time that we try to actually, you know, start doing things that resemble a normality. You know, it's like everything we do, we tend to do it backwards. You know, and people that are actually people that you expect to know better, to do better, these are the very people that are, you know, that are headband, you know, on maintaining the status quo. And I really want to come to terms with the fact that I believe that it is systemic. It is something that is intentional to keep our people as a political pawns. You know what I mean? Use them, keep them in perpetual confusion, perpetual state of not knowing better and not doing better. So election time and just come and use them for their self-aggrandizement. I think they're where we are now with this whole situation. You know, someone said it before, but, you know, it's all making sense now. You know, that we will not show them the light. We will continue to use them as it is. You tell me a former president of the Republic of Liberia house is on fire, or at least alleged that the house is on fire, and it's not being alleged that the president, I mean, that they actually refuse, you know, the authority access to the venue to do, you know, a detailed investigation as to what actually happened. I mean, that is a normal principle, accepted and allowed in any other, you know, normal country.
Absolutely.
You know, the husband have absolutely no right to not allow fire service personnel
That's what I said.
to enter a home, right? Even when that happens, fire do happen, but you know what? The residue of fire also become sort of like
Saying something, right?
right, so they have to clean all of that to make sure that smoke and all that treatment and stuff like that before we can even move into the house. But we don't take all of these things into consideration.
It has been tempered with, right?
But don't even talk about that. I mean, I said it last night without even saying. I said the fact that people are not allowed to enter the house and try to make a conclusive determination as to what actually led to the quote-unquote fire, then obviously you might as well just fulfill whatever that could come out after the day after. Because they say you beat the iron when it's hot.
Yeah.
You never beat the iron when the iron is cold. You know what I'm saying? Now got me getting my own bag like the formula coming all you you know what I mean? But yeah, man, it is just confusing, man.
Yeah. It's at this point there's no more use. I mean, it's already late. They've been in and out of the house. It's been 2 days now. Anything you get from out of there now is just somebody who plans something there and try to make it seems like it's this and that. All of that is possible. The fact that they just came out and started blaming government tried to kill him. How the hell did the person get into his bedroom? Toure?
Well,
if you was to send somebody to a petrol bomb in his compound, right? If they would have taken a petrol bomb and threw it in the compound, you would say, okay, maybe somebody would have been passing by or they driving by on a bike and they did that, right? But how the hell did they get in his bedroom? You want us to believe that. And the fire started at what? Almost an hour before you call the fire services? Really? That makes sense.
Just have to believe. It just have to believe.
They were looking for attention. See, Toure, this is what I said. They always said, I think the other guys, the United Party people, they say they are good at propaganda. They are just at that. Toure, I think sometimes it's just good to leave something with somebody when you feel like they're good at it. When it's not your area, don't do it. Right? Just leave it alone.
Absolutely.
And that's what the other guys always saying. They are not sophisticated enough to do that. Not that then they take that as insult. No, they're talking about the propaganda that you're giving them credit for. You are not sophisticated enough to do it right.
They're not.
Because every time you try to do it, everybody see right through it and blow holes in it.
Exactly. In life,
yeah.
In life, everybody get an era.
It's not an era.
Everybody get an era. How do you call this artist? Friday the 7th, man, was absolutely.
Was that him?
It's Friday the 7th, man. Yeah.
Your area?
Oh, you're right. My bad. Yeah, my bad. Let me not give credit to Friday on that, but I know Friday. Obviously, I mean,
I think it's simple mistake you out or something like that.
He's my artist actually, but definitely I don't think that Friday came out with that song. But yeah, that artist came up with a very poignant song that every individual can actually get a 2 cents from it. Because at the end of the day, man, I mean, in life you have to obviously do what we call self-assessment. Know your strength, your weakness, your opportunity, and your threats, right? That's the SWOT analysis, basic business theory. That just gets you to just do this absolute self-assessment on yourself. What are your strengths? What are some of the things that you're good at? And then after you figure out what is it that you're good at, then you also try to figure out what is it that you're not so good at, right? Then after you figure that out, then you also understand what are your threats. What is, you know what I mean? Once you do that, then your opportunities, right? And you try to compartmentalize all of these things. Once you figure all of these things out now, then you have done what we call an overall self-imposed assessment, right?
Absolutely.
Then when you do that, Amy, then you move into this world, you will actually travel a path that will not get you involved in anything that will self-incriminate. Because a lot of times I always say put this. When you ask me to do something for you and I know I can do it, guess what? I know somebody that can do it. Right? I can say, hey man, Eric might not be good at music, but Eric is a goddamn writer. So let's go to Eric. I am not.
No. Eric is the damn CDC.
No. I'm just saying. So when you do that, but we all know this, and I know very well. CDC, they are good at coming up with campaign songs. Nobody can put full when it comes to talking about getting people in Zico. I don't think there's no political party in Liberia that is much capable of doing that in CDC. All their campaign songs from day one.
I think they're all good with campaign songs.
They are all bangers, right? But when it comes to propaganda, oh, that is absolutely out of their alley. They have absolutely no clue. And that's okay. Because we all can be good at one thing. But that fire incident, it was absolutely a stage kind of thing. I think it was meant to sort of be used in an attempt to recoup some lost momentum of the political party. I think that's what it was in my vision.
Welcome, Eric.
When I went to bed, that what I saw.
What you saw? Eric, twist your camera. Make it flat. Let's see.
I'm sorry. Yeah, I can do that, but yeah, I'm using my phone right now. I'm sorry.
I got a phone. Get a Chinese phone.
But why you can do it? What's wrong with your phone?
I will have to. I mean, I have to log out. To have it.
No, you just have to twist it and rotate it.
No, it's still wouldn't. Except I have to adjust the setting. Yeah, I'll have to adjust the setting.
I know the kind of food the man got. The man got Android.
Yeah,
what is that supposed to mean?
No, I do have Android. Yeah, Android can do exactly what it's doing, so it's not an issue. It's just I have to log out.
Maybe you don't have the setting.
It's in the setting when you coming on, you have to set it up that way. Like for me, it's almost automatic for me.
Yeah. Sometimes it can be annoying, so some people can turn it off. But it's not when you do all this stuff, they flipping doing that.
Exactly.
And the reason why we actually kind of like recommending that you do that because it's kind of got you in like a middle of
you
know what I mean.
No objection to that. That's what I'm saying. I can do that, but I have to go off, which I would do. But let me have my intro before I do that.
Yeah, do so.
Yeah, but bring me in with the topic.
Oh no, we were just talking about well, you can something was on your mind, and we're talking about the fire thing, the statement that the fire services put out today.
What's on your mind, brother?
George said it in the comment section, commenting when he said yesterday that there was no something else, he's seen it, now he hardly in the comment section. But go ahead.
So let me thank Ture and also thank you for highlighting that CDC is not good at propaganda. I agree with both of you, and this has even made me a very proud citizen tonight that we are not good at propaganda. I'm not sure if any of you have taken your time to define the word propaganda. May I just define it according to the dictionary definition? It says it is an information, especially a biased or misleading nature used to promote a particular cause, doctrine, or point of view. Why should the CDC brag about being good at propaganda, which of course propaganda is a biased and misleading information to project a cause? So if that is why Unity Party takes pride in, We are happy at the level of the CDC that we do not take pride in providing misleading information. So
Okay.
you can brag about that, and I'm very sure it is as the result of ignorance that I'm hearing Brother Toure bragging about CDC not good at propaganda. CDC not good at propaganda, and in his mind, he's saying something very logical. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
propaganda, because propaganda is a misleading information. Most time it's just 1% truth, 99% lie. So the CDC,
Somebody calling you, can't hear you.
yeah, I'm sorry, I just aborted the call. Are you hearing me now?
Mm-hmm.
Yes. So we are proud from the CDC perspective that we do not take pride in being the champion of misleading information, a biased information,
Mm-hmm.
to satisfy a particular cause. So the issue, the fire service issue a statement. I'm not sure whether you, Emin, or Brother Toure took time to even read the contradictory statements coming from the Liberia Fire Service. They claim that when the incident occurred,
Mm-hmm.
they had access to the bedroom of President Weah. They claim that they helped to extinguish the fire, and this is a public record. Don't quote me, quote their own statement. They extinguished the fire. The next day, or early in the morning, because according to them, it happened at 12. So 12 is the day already. So,
Mm-hmm.
in the morning hours, they went there, and according to them, they were denied access to investigate the cause of the fire.
Uh-huh.
Albeit, if they were denied access to investigate the cause of the fire, in the very release, they claim that the fire was as a result of electrical shock because they said that when they were extinguishing the fire, there was an irregular pattern or a fluctuation of
Mm-hmm.
the current or the power in Libreme. Let me speak the better English, the power. Or in Libreme, got the current. The current was fluctuating. So they came up with the finding that it was electrical fault.
Mm-hmm.
This is the very Liberia Fire Service who said they were denied access to investigate the cause of the fire. But during the time when they were putting out the fire, they said because the current was tripping, so it's electrical fault. If your house is on fire, will the
Mm-hmm.
current not fluctuate? It's a clear, it's a common, Donald Trump can say it's a common sense. When fire
It
is in your house, the
depends.
current pattern,
It depends if they affecting the power. Something
when
is
fire in
right.
your house, when fire in your house and you have electricity, it will fluctuate. But let leave that dependency that you want to bring in. This is the very fire service who could not come up with an empirical evidence to point to the cause of the fire at the Capitol building, to the extent that we had to invite foreigners to determine the cause of the fire at the Capitol building, of which the country spent money to have those guys. There are countless of fire incidents across our country. They have not come up with cause. Prince Johnson, the NSA boss, what is the cause of the fire at his house?
So what are you saying,
The
Eric?
speaker. No, what I'm saying
Mm-hmm.
is, and I think by now you should be all unpack. What I'm saying is that
No, but I'm still trying to tell me.
no
What are you saying that the fire what do you call them?
fire service,
Thank you. Fire service.
Liberia National Fire Service.
You're saying they're lying about not
I am saying,
bring
I
that
am saying,
access
I am
or
saying. No, I'm not saying. No,
No, he's
I am
not saying they're
saying.
lying.
I'm not
He's
saying they're
just saying
lying.
that their statement is disjointed.
well, that's
I'm
what I'm trying
saying.
to understand. What?
No, I'm saying that the statement is contradictory. Let me not use Brother Toure word as disjunctive. It's contradictory because if you were denied access to investigate the cause of the fire, you should not be the one to determine the cause of the fire in the absence of an investigation. Because you cannot, if you already knew the cause of the fire, then why did you want an investigation to determine the cause? Because in their own statement, you can read a statement. Don't quote me. Go to the statement. They
Okay,
claim
look,
that the
let
cause of the
me.
fire. No, 1 minute.
No, but
They claim that the
let's
cause of the fire.
we go into the conversation now, though. I
Yeah,
thought this.
let us
Yeah,
go in
but
the
the
30
conversation.
seconds. 30 seconds.
Emmy, you can put the statement out. The
Yeah, I
statement is
will. Don't
there.
worry.
Yeah, you can put the statement out, and we can read it line by line. How can you claim that you are denied access to investigate the cause of the fire, but in your very statement you determine the cause of the fire?
Thank
So
you.
if you already knew the cause of the fire, so why then did you want to investigate the very cause of the fire that you already knew? So it's contradictory
Thank you.
in its totality, and it is the very fire service that could not give up the cause of the fire to the extent we had to invite American fire service people to determine the cause of the fire at the Capitol building.
Thank you.
This is shameful.
Thank you. So let's unpack all of these things that you said. If we're saying that CDC is now good at propaganda, it doesn't mean they don't do it. It means that when the other people do it, people don't catch them doing it. But when you guys do it, you can see the whole through everything. That's what it means by you are not good at it. It doesn't mean you don't do it. So let's just put that aside and say, oh, why would CDC? CDC lie every day that God sends. So don't even come here and act like, oh, we don't do propaganda. We shouldn't be proud of that. That's just when somebody says you're not good at it, that means the other people do it better and you don't. So second, the fire. No. You have
no, Emmy.
Emmy,
can I
have another time?
You have to wait.
So,
that's the way we wait.
That's how we start on here. People falling with that for you. You have to wait. So when you said that the fire service contradicting themselves, they said they were denied access, but then they said that the fire was caused by light. No, they said when they got into the premises when doing the fire, the lights were fluctuating, they were flickering. So they think that that might have been the cause. They didn't say for sure that is the cause. That's why they went back to do an investigation to really come up with the main cause of that fire. That was that guess. It could be wrong. It could be the facts. That's just what it is. They never said for a fact we did an investigation. We concluded that was the fact. They something. No, they said when they went in the house, the lights were flickering, and the lights were I guess off and on. So from what they saw, they believe that would have been the cause of the fire, but they will not know for sure till they do an investigation. So I don't know why does it hurt so much to let them get into the premises to do investigation so they can contradict themselves more. Why couldn't they get them access to the premises? So I don't know where the contradictory statement coming from. We'll read it, but come on in, Ture. Welcome, Momo.
Thank you.
Brian.
Hey, Momo, what's up, bro? Look, at the end of the day, Eric, you're not gonna take a victory lap here to say, it is absolutely, a clean slate. That yes, we Cibicians, we're not gonna, accept the fact that we use propaganda. Propaganda is not part of our political instrument. Come on, give me a break. Right. You use the thing all the time. And every time you use it, guess what? You get caught both ways. Okay? So at the end of the day, even with that cheap, protest that you guys stage right now, you know what I'm saying? Like that cheap protest that you guys stage, very cheap. So you want to tell me?
I mean, you come out of Korea. I thought you have given me a few seconds to address your concern.
I mean, you're not talking to everybody.
Everybody have to talk.
Realize
Amy, can you give me a few seconds to address your concern? Let me go back to Ture. Yeah, I think Mr. Tule should talk, not Ture.
Take pen, right it.
Take pen with you.
You see my paper here already?
No, but my child writing. I'm my pen. My child writing. Say your display pen.
You see my notebook? I got my notebook here, bro. When you're talking, I'm writing my points down.
Hey, my child, I got a notebook. I'm a notebook. Okay, my child writing. So that's the issue. Yeah, but Amy, can I have a few seconds to address your concern before Mr. Ture comes in?
No, let me finish.
No, but Ture, you had your time. You spoke. Why are you coming back?
Chill out.
You just interrupted the man. He said
you're not gonna start something that you're not gonna end. Okay.
I mean, not controlling the show. Last time you added 2 counters on a quiet ball.
Yeah, now you're gonna.
No, I still, but I think you guys infringing on my right.
You're right.
You guys infringing on my right.
You need to chill. You need to chill out, Eric.
Nice.
Eric beat.
And I was fighting for him and everything.
No, I'm still. I'm still. It's just unfortunate that tonight you dropping the ball. That's why I'm disappointed.
No. Well, guess what? Keep your disappointment, but let me unpack to use your word. Let me unpack some of the contradiction that you
respond to them.
Right?
Okay,
let me unpack some of the contradiction that you put out here too. So just because you're not good at something does not mean you don't use it. All right. Let me tell you this. It is absolutely acceptable by any government, any political institution to use propaganda. All right. You can come and try to make yourself something like injure, or try to brand cities as something like injure. Right? Yeah, right. Everybody uses it. Business, academia, politics, everywhere, bro. But there are people that are good at it in Europe who are just absolute disaster about it. And that's the CDC. And that is a fact. Right? And when you say, I'll agree with you. Right? Anything about investigation in like, bro, it's just the worst. I don't know how these guys can actually come up with, it don't matter whether you give them 2 weeks or 3 months, they will come up with a statement that will make absolute no sense. All right? But that's not yet nor there. If somebody come up to you and you just said they themselves help to extinguish the fire and all of that stuff, that is true. But what they saw, those were just preliminary assessment of the situation. That was not a full-blown investigation to determine what actually happened.
Absolutely.
Right? The goal was to save lives and property. That was to extinguish the fire, which of course they did, and then give them another day to come in the morning and try to have access to the facility and make that determination. And that they were denied.
Thank you, Jerry.
So while I would agree with you that the statement was contradictory, which of course I agree, but you can in any way try to say also that denying them access to the venue, that which would have informed their thorough investigation, that is an issue.
Thank you. I don't think that statement was contradictory. They were just giving, like you said, preliminary report. Go ahead, Momo.
So first of all, this is CDC again. The CDC, the seditionists think that they are guided by sort of separate rules, that they should be governed differently as opposed to the rest of the country. The Liberian Fire Service is the only institution in the country clothed with the responsibility to handle the issue of fire. It can be George Ria Grandma Horse or George Ria millionaire mansion you build, the stolen mansion you build. When the house is gutted by fire, it is the Liberian Fire Service responsibility to go home, to move in there and first of all extinguish the fire. After that comes investigation. When a house or any car or whatever gets gutted by fire, that entire scene that entire house or area that got gutted by fire, it becomes a crime scene. It becomes
right. That's what I know.
That whole area will be cordoned for the fire service to do the investigation. You had no right.
Why is it different in Liberia? That's why I'm
no right.
scratching my head.
Most institutions you didn't get sense. Somebody went to school, but you can still turn the whole thing over and act like you got never open book to read. The house that got up by fire, the fire investigator, the investigatory team came out there to look at after the cause of the fire to come and know what's the cause of the fire. You had the audacity to tell people they're not coming in there.
But Mama, should we blame the government too, or should we blame the fire services? Should it be allow people to tell them not to get into a premises?
The idea is the way response, emergency response is doing Liberia. So now if I say, sure, police will not be there, whatever. But if they had nowadays in Liberia, it should be done this way now. When emergency responding are going somewhere, the police should follow and police follow, plus the whole group report, and you like it or not, the investigator will move in to do that investigation. You can't stop it. No matter who you are, that means you are probably trying to
you shouldn't be
interfere something. Yeah, interfere with you trying to thwart investigation, like trying to conceal something, and the government should not be allowing this kind of nonsense come up for the institution. These kind of open feel like they're more Liberian than anybody else. Anything happen, they want to politicize it. They see somebody who said they went to school. You living in this modern world, can you tell the fire department in your state? My employee, you can't and make mistake. You know, try it in your state and see what happens to you. Stay in front of a fire service. It's not only about you. That fire could be transferred to another facility. The smoke could cause other people to get sick. It's not about only your horse. Though you don't care about, you think that you got control over your own life, but your life, the government of the Republic of Liberia, it is their solemn duty to protect life and property, whether you like them or not. Yeah. That's what they were sworn in to govern you. You're not governing yourself. You're not an island. You're not no man to stay on your own island. You have your own republic within the republic. You can't just stop that nonsense. I stop there.
But yes, Eric, coming in again. I see, like, from what you're saying, you're kind of applauding what happened here. Should it be allowed in a country like Momo had already said, and which I've been expressing since yesterday, that when I heard it gibberish here, like somebody denied. Is that something that you're supposed to be applauding? Should a person be allowed to deny authority from investigating something that happened?
Well, thank you for the question. No one should deny the fire service of investigating the cause of the fire. I'm going to get on record for this. That's not what I said from the intro of my conversation. I said they claim that they were denied. Have we had a statement from the former president, George Manuel Weah, to authenticate their claims? We haven't.
So that's when you believe it?
No. I come in. It's the fire service against former President Weah without a rebuttal from him.
Look at the kind of nonsense you're talking.
No, don't say that.
The authority against the president.
No. No, Eric, it's an investigation. Fire service had a clause with that, or something to investigate, something like that in the country.
But
at this point, it's a crime that has taken place because people are being accused. So
it's not a crime. In the first place, in error, it's not a crime that has occurred. It's not a crime.
Also,
1 minute now.
It's an investigation scene. Your CDC pilot came out and said it was an attempt on the president.
It's a crime scene. What do you mean it's not a crime scene?
So then what is that? If you're accusing somebody and you said they try to kill somebody, that is not a crime that they already accused somebody of, and it needs to be investigated.
Amy, before they make them, they want to know what the cause of the fire. It could turn out to be a crime scene if someone did arson. So you get the people to move in.
You see, you're getting the education. And my only disappointment with you is that you're allowing your emotions, you're allowing your emotions to overpower your intelligence, which is wrong. But I'm happy that you're regaining your intelligence by saying it could be.
But then why are you sitting here? No, I can get the man right. Why let the man land and come in? Is George Weah versus the government that George Weah to speak for when you listen? That
Momo, let the man land and come in and do your rebuttal. Go ahead, Eric.
No, I understand, brother. I understand, brother Momo. You know, the emotions are hard tonight, so I have no issue with him. You know, but I like his end statement that it could be the fact that there was a fire incident at the home of the former president. It does not automatically amount to a crime scene. When fire gets your house, and I mean a crime. It could be electrical fault. It could be, deliberate by somebody, which eventually will become a crime scene if it's done on a purpose. It is the state that determines that it was a crime. In the absence of that, you cannot preconceive the notion to say it was a crime. No, a crime has not been established.
So
That's
the
the fact.
statement from CDC was
Do you hold
wrong.
a party responsible now for coming over reckless and irresponsible statement?
And will you ask them to
No,
take their statement back?
no,
One question
no.
at a time. We
Let
stop
me
this.
talk to my mental feeling. I can.
Go
Oh,
ahead, please.
So Eric, I just asked you a question. Do you
No,
think
I will answer your
let me-
question. I'll answer your
all right.
question. I got issue your question. If the CDC claim that there was a crime committed, the claim of the CDC does not authenticate a crime. What authenticates a crime? It is the state after investigation and after a judiciary review or a court hearing. It is only the court that can authenticate a crime, not the claim from the CDC. So,
You already
no,
know.
I did not.
no, you don't
I
already
just said the
know.
statement. I said the
So,
statement.
but
I don't think you know. Wait.
no, but if you're not protecting me tonight, then how we have a safer conversation?
Then why are you not protecting?
Yeah,
Finish.
yeah. I don't know why brother Tule ain't feeling tonight. You need to calm down.
I ain't feeling. I came for you purpose.
Oh,
That way you keep
no,
waiting, let him land, then
no, yeah, exactly.
Take it on a
Eric,
pen and
yeah,
paper.
ask you
Get a
question.
pen and paper.
Exactly.
Eric,
I got my paper already.
Eric,
Yeah.
Eric, would you just denounce that your party swift response to an event that has not been established, facts has not been established. Matter of fact, the fire was still not being extinguished when that release came out. So that made me to believe that this whole situation was staged.
It was
right?
staged. But
Because how can you come out
finish?
with a statement that in fact this was an intentional threat being made on the life of a former president, right? In your statement,
Direct attempt,
right? Or direct
assassinate him.
attack on the life of the president.
What?
Should you then, or Eric, with everything that you're trying to, make sense of, can you say emphatically that that statement was irresponsible, reckless, and uncivilized?
You won't say that.
That the only intention of that statement was to feel a tension in the country?
I like your question. You are the less emotional person that on the show tonight, which I appreciate you.
Oh boy, yeah, I'm on nerves today.
But let me say something. No, he is. He is. He's the less emotional person tonight. I know I respect you, Ray. Honestly, I give flowers to people. But here's the situation, right? The CDC claim, and for the record, the official statement from the CDC came like almost 6 hours, if not more, after the fire had subsided, after the Liberia Fire Service has extinguished the fire. So
6
the
hours?
official, yeah, they never issued statement at the moment the fire was ravaging the bedroom of the president. Never issue an official statement. The official statement is up. Yeah, thank you, brother Tule, for confirming that. I'm saying what the statement.
I know. I was not confirming anything from you.
Oh, okay, no problem. No problem. I saw no verbal confirmation. That's what I saw no verbal confirmation for you, but it's okay. So I'm saying what the CDC released was a claim. The claim in the statement that XYZ occurred. It is with the state to determine the intensity, what's the word I want to use? To
Yeah.
determine the factual nature. Let me, yeah, to determine whatever the CDC claimed was a reality or it was a hoax.
I
And
agree.
it has not been established by the state. In fact, the state claimed through the Liberia National Fire Service that they were denied access to investigate the cause of the fire.
Right.
So
Right.
as we speak, what I want to say, and which Brother Toure was inferring that it was a crime scene that they were prevented. So I'm saying it's not a crime
I
scene.
said it could be a crime scene. I said it
Yeah,
could be
no,
a crime.
it was later on that you brought it could be when I
Hey,
said it was not a crime
why you
scene.
can't say that it could be? Forget about the other one. Everyone can misspeak. Why you couldn't say Momo say it could be a crime scene? Why you keep repeating that same stuff?
No, but
I say it was a crime scene.
No, Amy. Once you call fire service,
Yeah, it's a potential crime
but
scene.
at that point, the
No, it's not.
potential of it being wait now, bro.
You,
my man, I've been in the country long enough, and
No, it's not.
I can almost guarantee you, all of the laws and stuff that we are governed by in this country is a direct replica to that which we have in Liberia.
We just don't
might not be
practice it in
practicing it,
Liberia.
but it's the same exact thing. It's the same fire code, everything, bro. I'm telling
No,
you right now.
no, it's not.
You giving the man
Okay,
long
hold on.
Y'all keep giving the man time to talk.
Because you're interrupting the
Why
man.
interrupting me?
Once you
it's
call
not
the
right.
fire
No.
service,
No, y'all can't
once
do
you
that.
call the
If
fire
y'all have to
service
let a
for
man
fire,
land, we're not
bro.
gonna do that.
No.
Y'all got
Once
to
you call the fire service for fire, the first thing they do, evacuate the entire environment. That right there that scene belong to the fire servicemen and investigators.
No one is allowed to
No
go back
one
in
is allowed,
until it's done.
including house owner. You are not allowed to be around there. Because any attempt to go in that building, you will be obstructing what we call, investigation, right?
And
Because
that's what they already done.
There are so many things surrounding that in this country. Someone trying to set their house on fire to claim insurance money. So there are a lot of things around that. So they are very strict on that. You're not allowed to go in there. And for us to have you talking about state establishing,
I hope you reclaiming my time. Because I'm not speaking on people just interrupting.
You talking about state. You now holding state responsible for coming with established evidence. But how can the state come up with an established
But 3 years older than him, then he come with
if you are not allowing the state to even go through the due diligence? How do you reconcile that, brother? Because citizen, you guys have to conflict situation, and that's what you're trying to do.
You done with all your interjection?
I'm done my interjection.
Amy, can I have my uninterrupted 5 minutes?
5 minutes.
5 minutes.
Go ahead, go move.
All right. So here's it. Prove me wrong. In the US here, more than 60% of the fire incidents here has nothing to do with crime that was committed, even in Liberia. In fact, in Liberia, more than 90% of the fire incident has absolutely nothing to do with crime. Electrical fault, somebody was sleeping in the candle, cut the mattress and all the things. So it has nothing to do with crime. So when the fire service receive an alert about fire incident, the first thing that registered to the mind is not that crime was committed. It's that there was a fire incident and they have to move in to save life. I agree with Brother Toure that the fire service has got the authority to evacuate people, to quarantine the place until investigation. The hard question is, when the fire service arrived at the home of President Weah as early as at 12 midnight or early morning, when they extinguished the fire, did they quarantine the place? Did they evacuate the people? If not, why? That should have been their primary concern, to reserve or preserve the space or the place so that they do not allow people to sleep in that building, because who knows, there might have been some crack in the walls that could collapse on residents who will want to sleep in that place. Did they do that? If not, can we say that the fire service dropped the ball in endangering the lives of the occupant in that building? Because you cannot go and extinguish the fire and allow residents within the place to sleep. You must be saying, you want to use the US doctrine. You must be able to evacuate the people, give them a temporary shelter, quarantine the place, and then a few hours
30
later,
seconds.
hey, I mean, once CDC talking, you'll always get time now. So no issue.
I'm at 30 seconds. I'm coming after
Probably
you.
went on
Yeah, but yeah, that is true. The man took almost 5 minutes of my time asking questions repeatedly, right? So I'm saying to you, I'm saying to you that the fact that the fire service could not quarantine the place, there's no investigation, proclaim in the release. And I'm talking about all preliminary. Go read the report. There's nothing, there's no work-up preliminary in the report. We're not referencing the incident of that's why I told you to put the statement up to now. You have not been able to put the statement or to even read the statement. And which is unfortunate. You must be able to read a statement and remove the part
read.
saying.
What do you mean you must be able to? I am able to read.
Well, have you?
Yes, I have.
I thought you having. Because from the line of your reasoning.
You can kind of end up. You got 30 seconds more.
Let me the time out. The matter out.
So today I you determine my time. So today you determine my time.
No, your time out.
Yeah, please let me control the show.
Yeah. Let time out. Let time out. He does this to always buy time. We're not gonna be.
But then why you keep intruding?
We're not gonna be listening.
If you know it's my target, then don't intrude.
No, we don't care about that. Nobody intruding. You ask.
You are.
You confuse her. So
you spoke. I never interrupted you. I'm speaking. You interrupted me.
The time going.
All right, Eric.
Yeah.
Eric, you have exhausted your time. Amy,
no,
back to you.
Oh, the boyfriend. Yeah. But first of all, let me answer. Eric said I haven't read it something.
No,
but no. Put the statement up to read it. That's first. That's number one. I can have it on me and read it and something. Yes, it did not say the word preliminary, but you heard what he said. He said from the way the lights were flickering, the lights were fluctuating. I think that's the word he used, right? It looks like it was the cause of the electricity. I mean,
not look there. The man said the cause of the fire was electrical shock, based on the fluctuation of the power.
Yes.
So it's clear. So that means they have established a cause.
Amy. Let me finish now.
I use the word preliminary.
If it was clear, he wouldn't have gone back the next day to do an investigation. And first of all, they did not quarantine because they God Almighty. And this is why I always say I blame the government, because their thing that they're always listening to, that when people talking their nonsense about not uniting the country, how are you upholding the law? Has anything to do with you're not uniting the country? Because if you are going to tell them to get out that day to quarantine the place, how do I tell the president to get out? How do I tell Joe to get out? Because of the Almighty God, right? And now we're putting it on that you didn't quarantine the place. When they were telling people, I bet the crime scene there was not quarantine because it was not no fire that we also need. It was a stage thing that was in one spot. So being that the Almighty God was there. God forbid.
Why do you are no?
So the cooling do that.
You are prejudicing the incident. You can say it was a stage thing. Do you have the empirical facts to point to that?
Let me finish. It's not a back and forth. It's one at a time. So
all right, get you.
Once that was done, they went in there to do an investigation. All this thing we say here, it doesn't matter. Whether they tile, they didn't pull the robot, they didn't do the one. It has nothing to do with anything. That shouldn't have been no reason why they shouldn't let them enter the premises when they wanted to. That shouldn't, you get the, oh no, you can't enter because you never put yellow tape on it. Oh no, you can't enter because we don't know. No, I think, what are we even negotiating, for goodness sakes? Why? There shouldn't be no negotiation. Get out They're not even supposed to stay there. That's why I said the whole thing that just messed their hair has been temporary already. They can do whatever they want to do in that 2 days now. They refuse. They can do what they have stage place already. If they tell the fire service to go in there, whatever they get from out of there is BS. It's not something. So I don't know why we come in here and you're talking about or somebody put yellow tape around it so they break somebody nut. There was nothing there. They probably did not do it because of the scene. What they seen there, that's why they didn't do it. They are not stupid. If those building there was crack in the wall, it was some massive fire that happened. I'm pretty sure they were going to do that. Go ahead, Momo.
So,
Emmy, so you cut me off. You cut me off, Momo.
Stop that, man. Don't be like these people then tonight.
No, but Emmy, this should be unfair because you interrupt. You just interrupted my time.
No, your time was finished.
I think tonight Eric is probably in La La Land.
Let me put that thing up so Eric can read it.
He probably living in La La Land. To talk about crime, scene protection in Liberia, to talk about why they never quarantine. I don't know when he was born, because if someone from the days of old, in Liberia, every scene of investigation is always contaminated. Every investigation scene in that country is always contaminated, either by the citizens themselves before first responder reach, or if something happens, everybody, even if some people see, God forbid, a dead body on the on the road, or someone whatsoever, they go and use their hand, grab you before you even get investigators in. You've already contaminated that entire investigation. So that's to even start with. To sit here from successive governments to now, right? Which government you not see when fire occur? Your CDC, I won't go back to your CDC government. You must sit here and anyway, you know what? I don't blame them. When you are so much,
I blame the government.
When you're so much qualified to do a job, they set the bar high for you. Almost like here in America, they set the bar low for Donald Trump. Or when Biden and Obama and then were there, the bar was high. During weird time, it was acceptable to just take Tabata from him because he doesn't have brain. They make out everything to him.
That's not fair now. He does.
No, I'll say this.
No, you can't say that.
Because now the Unity Party, it's a responsible government. You see guys like Eric trying to they should do it. The real they follow the kind of top-notch, state-of-the-art investigatory process where you gotta make sure you secure the scene, quarantine the scene, ensure that the scene is not contaminated by any means, which is good. I would love to see that in my country. I would love to see that happen even during weird administration. When we had only 2 fire trucks in the entire country. It was a shame on this guy. I said, when you were president, we never even had fire trucks amounting to 5. This administration has revamped the Liberian Fire Service and making it at least a bit sophisticated to be able to respond to fire. During the fire service supposed to show up when there is fire in anyone's home and try to extinguish the fire first. Make sure extinguish fire first. The next thing comes investigation. But to stop them from going in there and then you're CDC making some sort of immature or outburst about someone trying to kill the president, your former president, or you call the CDC president, it's just absurd.
Thank you.
Everything you guys want to do is about politicizing everything in that country. When someone falls sick and sneeze, that the government. When someone stomach hurting, that the government. It just react just by mistake. Driving a Georgia car slide off the road in the ditch. That CDC.
Thank you.
People, man.
Thank you. Welcome, Mr. Davis.
Thank you.
Okay. So, you do know what we're talking about, don't you?
No, I'm not listening.
Okay, let's go to Teray. Teray will probably bring you up to speed.
Okay.
Teray.
Yeah, I mean, look, at the end of the day, like I said, man, and Momo absolutely hit the nail right on the head, right? You know, sometimes they say
what area
the you know, for like you got people that the bar has been set up so high for them. Like the whole proverbial statement that goes, to whom much is given, much is required, right?
Sure.
In the case of JMB, obviously there is much being asked of him, not just nationally but internationally. You know, locally we know the kind of leader he is, not only by his age but his experience in government, his time in leadership and stuff like that. Can speak to that, but also a recognition that he have gathered from the international community. You know, you cannot denounce these things, and that comes with certain special expectation that people expect him to be better at everything. You know, look, at the end of the day, man, for Liberia to work, we need people that will bring the kind of chancellor energy, but not in a rebel way. You know what I'm saying? No, I'm telling you, like, that kind of energy, like, if I tell you that should be done today, that be done.
Amy, why you not doing the thing again today?
I don't know what I did. What y'all did?
And when everybody takes, Amy, what are you doing?
Keep talking, I can hear you.
Well, I know they can hear me, but it's almost like distracting. So like everything in our country is being taken for granted. And this is not even people at the bottom. We're talking about people at the top. Matter of fact, people at the top, they are the ones that are even the worst at violating the basic tenets of our democracy. This is a common sense. I mean, it is as simple as ABC. You don't in any way tamper with investigation. You don't in any way obstruct investigation. You don't in any way literally put yourself in a position where people that are investigating don't have access to the saying that they want to do their work, right? When you do that, that is a violation, and that is even punishable to jail terms. So what we're seeing happening in our country systemically is that, yes, I'm against the law. I'm former president, I'm senator, I'm speaker, I'm lawyer. You know, I'm a top rat in this Liberian community thing here, so nobody can do anything to me. We need to switch up that energy. That energy needs to change. Everybody, the law does not have, you know, or color. It don't see religion. It don't see, you know, who's the president, vice president, whatever, right? Everybody should be held accountable to the law. And we don't see that happening in Liberia, right? And this is a classical example to that people will go to do their job and someone will say, we're not granting you access to this thing. I mean, that is not possible in any other country. If you dare try to do that in other country, guess what? You know, so something, you know, you will live to tell that story to to the next generation. So let even try to take this thing out of the political space of it, because everything we discuss apparently in Liberia is almost like your side my side. But this should not be looked at like that. We should not engage this conversation, oh, that CDC, that Unity Party. No, that's not what it is. I'm not CDC, I'm not Unity Partisan. You know what I mean? But if we're going to engage this conversation, we have to actually look at it, who we are as a people, and how we should, deal with, common sense issue, like in the case of this whole fire situation. And that'll be my last take on this whole issue. Amy. Thank you.
Eric, is this true? Welcome, Raymond.
That Raymond town, not Eric went in the bag.
No, I see Eric.
Oh,
Calm down to level.
why you don't want to hear my voice?
Asking Eric if this is true. Is it a document? That's what I'm asking him.
No, don't mind Thomas.
Welcome, Raymond. Let Raymond give his.
Raymond town, another time, ask you say yes or no.
Thank you.
But I don't know how many times you go to Ray, because today I spoken like 4 times on the show.
We've been going around, so we keep.
Yeah, that's David. Mr. David haven't said a word, but he's still taking Raymond.
Okay, y'all gonna just start the show. Y'all gonna let me host the show. What's going on here?
How will you just come?
Everybody just mute, please. Thank you. I appreciate you. Go ahead, Raymond. Your turn. You're protected. Now, Eric.
So honestly, I just got on not too long and I heard Eric speak. So the very first thing, Eric, you can make assumptions and hold people responsible for assumptions. When you speak to these kind of things, you should come with a vast wealth of knowledge. Assumptions are not used as a measurement or a standard for how public proceedings are meant. First, is there any law in Liberia that makes it mandatory for a private residence for fire service to investigate a fire scene? Have you researched such? Is there any law on our books? So if a person prevents fire service from having access to their private residence, then the question becomes a legal question. Is it legal for fire service to quarantine the crime scene or protect crime scene? This is a private residence, and you don't know of any law. You can make an assumption and hold people responsible for it. And besides that, the fire service never said the cause of fire. It says suspected. They presume it could be electrical cause, and that's why they went in to do a thorough investigation. Whenever you go on a scene, you have a first presumption, but presumptions are not facts. But you will do elimination approach. I assume it's this thing, but I will search for the cause of this thing. If this proves not to be, then I will have to go to another cause. That's a scientific method of doing investigation. So fire service never categorically said that it was fire. I mean, the fire was caused by electrical shock. But they presume, and that's a scientific way of engaging anything you do. First, eliminate what your suspicions are, and then you go further. And to be honest, former President Weah is a public figure. Anything about him become a national discourse. What he did, he dropped the ball. It's below unacceptable behavior. He should be held to the standard of a presidential material.
Obviously not.
Your private home, to understand, isn't as private as a private citizen. That's why you have state resources to protect you. If there's a fire incident, you must allow the state to come and investigate. And the information should be made public, because you want to be transparent. You are accountable to the people who you once led. And beyond that, you're a political figure. Anything happen, it has a tendency to take on a lot of narratives. So you need to be transparent as transparent can be. But what will make someone prevent fire service and national security from doing an investigation of a perpetrated arson attack. Means they have things to hide. If the truth come out, it stands to hurt them.
Thank you. Mr. Davis, are you with us or you?
Yeah, I'm following. I'm good. Yeah, like I said yesterday, there was no fire in our place.
Well, the fire service said there was fire. So.
Our fire service director, as fire service director, there was no fire there.
You?
Yes.
Whoa. Trey, everybody in that country has done everything.
So the RCA,
okay. Now you saying it as
I declare myself as fire service director. There was no fire.
Oh, you had me there a little bit.
Maybe but if there was fire, and so we have to prevent the people and to lie on Joseph Boakai and the CDC, so we have to be arrested at this point. They should arrest him. Because the first thing, you cannot put crime on the government that protecting you, like an EPS officer sitting down in front of your gate at night, in the day, throughout, checking all around your house for all kinds of things protecting you. So now we got to say the truth. If CDC continue to do the thing, if I was Joseph Boakai, I would withdraw all the EPS from Jovia.
You can't do that, can you?
He can do
because
it.
he also telling the people not protecting him. CDC people said it. Even
they did say that. We talked about it last
night. Gray, all the one they were saying yesterday, you can see the government people there, they could go inside and when they play. You know what they're talking about?
That Jefferson, whatever his name is, he's the one who said those records thing that he doesn't
know. The accusation. And it makes statement. And Akara Gray said that they should hold Joseph Boakai responsible. They want to pay Jovia. He said, I say, they want to pay Jovia. So those kind of statements are not correct. Even a president, Jovia living where we are, fire service don't give it on Asmo Street. It takes them 10 minutes to get there. Then Jovia will come from Ria almost for the 5 minutes. How Jovia get there before the people?
Well, they said the fire service said it in a report. When the fire started and when they called them at 12:48. The fire started at 11 o'clock, according to the eyewitness out there. So they never called the fire service till when they wanted to.
That's why I said there was no fire. They were lying. Even the EPA officer stand there, the first people they will call the fire service. They will not call Jovia before the fire service. Because they work for the same government. So for them to be protected, they will call what? Like what I told you, something was on the store, maybe like smoke the store. You saw that boy explain yesterday, he said something bad or something. Maybe
there's no story in Joshua's bathroom.
Somebody remember smoking weed in the bedroom and they told me drop in the floor.
He wasn't there, so that narrative is slow.
Jovia was not there. They say he brought pickup. He came back to pick up. He was not there. He started calling the neighbor to can't help. Y'all can't help him with sound. They want to put the fire up. There was no fire in our place. We are trying to lie. He ain't got nothing to say when he came back to the CDC. When the party headquarters going to be built, where is the land? Where is the money? So to put people attention to him, so he got to bring in that idea that CDC, you can. Don't do something like how they have meeting. When I think the same fire was happening, they were having meeting.
Thank you. So this is why they did a fire so they can tell the people the document left there. Go ahead, Eric.
Thank you.
You had 2 minutes. We all did.
Can we exhaust the fire dinner and move on?
Yeah, really. But I think we should move on.
If you don't want to have my opinion, no problem. You went 3 rounds on the fire.
We all went around 3 times. Remember?
No, I didn't.
What do you mean you did?
I didn't. I went around once.
Stop it.
Come on, man.
Once. And even my one was interrupted. Once.
No,
but play the clip. I was always interrupted with my first opinion.
You also interrupt people too. So stop playing the victim.
Who did I
interrupted
interrupt?
before too. You talked for a longer time, and let something God get it
You
done.
interrupted me once. I was
No.
asked to speak. You spoke before I even unmuted myself.
Baby, yeah, talk, my man.
Uh,
Talk. You acting like crap, baby. Too much show.
Raymond, I interrupted you. You that just came on, how I interrupted you.
When Amy asked me to speak, before I could even unmute my mic, you were saying, why should I speak? There was an interruption. You're not the host.
No, not you. Not you, Raymond.
You did.
Well,
No, I
everything
never
is not
interrupted
to
Raymond.
you.
No. You
No.
said why should Raymond speak? It was David time to speak.
No.
And
Not even Raymond. I said too late. Not Raymond. I've never saw Raymond on the live. It was too late. I said, Brother David should speak.
Eric, go ahead and speak. You're crying
But
too much.
Eric,
Let's move ahead. The
camera at
witness,
the time.
the audience is our witness.
Eric, you were off camera at the time when Amy afforded David the time to speak. But David said he just came on the show. You don't know where the topic were.
I agree with you.
All right, but you're not on camera at that time though, so you did not get that. But when he came, you
So then how did I interrupt Raymond if I'm not on camera?
Move ahead. We're holding the show hostage. I don't think that's what we're here to investigate. We're here to discuss.
I don't know why you people are so perturbed when my time to speak. It's unfortunate. Very unfortunate.
Crying like baby. Get talk.
Thank you. Raymond, you spoke about if there is a law that fire service should investigate fire incidents at private home. The National Fire Service is under the Ministry of Justice. The Ministry of Justice has the responsibility, like the Liberia National Police, which is also under them, to protect life and property. If you look at the fire service mandate, which let me read for you, it says the mandate is to investigate the mandate to investigate fire services generally have the responsibility to investigate the cause and origin of fire, public, private, wherever. It is legal that they have that constitutional backing to investigate fire incidents everywhere.
Fantastic.
So that's one thing we have to unpack.
Okay.
The claim that the home of President Weah, whatever the residents there denied them access to investigate. That is the claim. I am saying when you come up with the claim that you were denied access to investigate, you do not come out at the same period to determine the cause of fire. They have determined the cause of fire, that the cause of fire was electrical shocks, which is unfortunate without investigating. In addition to that, you did not quarantine the scene. And I'm very explicit. It was not a crime scene. When fire occurs at your house, it's not a crime scene. It is only the court that determines a crime has been committed. So there was no crime committed there. Regardless of whether CDC or what kind of C will make statement to say this day, that day, it is irrelevant to the laws of our land. The laws of our land says it is the court that has that responsibility to determine a crime. So the fact that the fire service has not investigated and prematurely claimed that the result of the fire incident was as a result of electrical shock is troubling to all of us. Initially, when the chairman of the CDC said that the fire began from the bedroom of President Weah, most people, including most of the panelists here, claimed that it was a lie, including one of the guy who even commented in the comment section, it was a lie. Why CDC can post picture and all kind of things. And the fire service came and confirmed that in the 45 to 1 hour stay in the home of President Weah on 9th Street, it was at the bedroom of President Weah. They confirmed that in the release. So I don't know where all the rantings coming from. If anyone is to be blamed here, it should be the incompetent fire service who could not preserve and protect the home of President Weah to evacuate occupants within that building for their own safety. One fire erupts in the building, that building is unsafe until a thorough investigation is determined. They left the building, went home, slept, and allowed the occupants there to sleep at risks in their home. So what happens to their own mandate to protect lives and property? The mandate is not limited to protecting property. It's when you I don't even know so I can't even introduce
Go
nothing
ahead.
and there's a thank you for me.
Thank you. That
Well,
means
it's
30
2 minutes. How
Why you
long
keep
you want to
complaining when
speak
I say
for?
30 seconds
Look,
late?
I think we're disrupting the show to always respond to him. I don't
Yeah.
think that's why we're here, to just respond to anybody who want to make a comment. I think when the time is allotted, when your time over, you get other people a chance to
When I
speak.
said thank you, you got 30 minutes to complete, 30 seconds to lane or something. But
Yeah,
every
but
time
then let me
I say thank
yeah,
you, everybody want to argue by the time they, shoot, everybody just
no, but at least
get
inform
that
me,
own
say
time
30
and talk
seconds. But when you say thank
forever.
you, when you say thank you, it implies that my time is out. And Raymond, you
Okay,
yourself, you are
30
guilty.
seconds.
Yeah, you yourself, you are guilty of what you even saying that you're disrupting me. So you also disrupted me by making that comment. So what I'm saying in short is that the Liberia Fire Service right now should be bashed by all of you on the platform for the level of incompetence that they have exhibited at the home of the former president, which is highly unfortunate. And I don't see any of you bashing at them for not preserving the scene, for not prioritizing the safety of the president, President George Manuel Weah. And we come here and want to blame the CDC and say hearing Brother David say and no fire occurred. So are you more knowledgeable than the fire service who went there and extinguished the fire? You sit in America here under your comfort and you want to be the authority of truth. What is truth and what is lie? Even earlier on, Brother Toure was bragging about CDC not good at propaganda when propaganda is actually a misinformed information. You think we want to be good at that? And Amy was romanticizing it by
Amy, the
saying,
10
"Oh,
seconds.
when we say propaganda, oh, my time feeling, huh?
Your
Okay, no
30
problem.
seconds up. Go ahead, Amy.
Yeah, but Toure, that I mean, be the one to tell me my 30 second finish. I
No,
don't tell you your
man, let
time
me tell
finish.
you, if you don't know my position, I'm the co-host.
Oh,
Okay?
okay, Mr. Co-host. I respect that. I didn't
Thank
know
you. I
you're a
appreciate
co-host.
it.
No, I didn't know you're a co-host. So say you co-host. Yeah, too late. You co-host too. Let me know how to co-host. Too late. You co-host too, so that we
Thank you.
interrupt me.
So
I don't
after the
feedback.
show.
Oh, man,
So first of all, in my little understanding from what I've seen here, being denied to enter the premises for investigation, that alone should tell you if the fire service told them to leave, everybody went to that place to go have a meeting when the fire was going on. All of the CDC hierarchies. You want to go and sit here and lecture us? That's propaganda you're doing right there, but you're not good at it. That's what you're propagating the message right now to try to flip the whole thing. But you're not good at it. We can see through it. That's what we meant when we said CDC or you guys are not good with the propaganda. That's what we meant. We didn't say that you don't do it. You do a lot.
Well,
But you're not
why
just
do you want us to be good at lies?
if you don't want to be good at it, you will not do it. You want to be good at it, but you're not. So this is what I gotta say about that before we move on. We're not you come here calling the fire service incompetence. They show up after 1 hour and how many people were called, right? When everybody already went in there. What that's Judge Riaz, that's his job to be telling people to bring sand from the beach, to bring water to kind of help him to call a fire. When the fire service, when he's supposed to call the fire service, he didn't do that. That was his job. That was Akara's Grace's job to go there before the fire service. That was their job, or Jangako, or whatever they call it, that is his name, right? That was his job to go there and be something.
How about Camille too?
Yeah, they were all in that building before they decided to call the fire service. You want to come sit here and tell us about it was fish, okay? That's why they don't want him to. That's why they don't want the fire service to go in there and something investigation. So all the things not saying that. The fire service right here, they said from when they got there. Right here, let me read that part.
Oh my God!
Just that little part because it's a long something. I just want to read that part so you'll know. They said the fire was from the former president's bedroom, first floor. The first floor fire later spread to the bed, dresser, and window. Major George S. Davis, commander of the second shift, observed that the current
Commander of the second shift.
within observe that the current was fluctuating. That we not tell you more than 10,000 times. So at this time, fluctuating at the time of combating the fire. The team believed that
Eric.
the cause of the fire was as a result of the electrical shock. Because the fire was fluctuating. That was the first observation right there when they were cutting off the fire. The instant we investigated and we concluded that's not what it said. So no, that has nothing to do with competence or incompetence or whatever that you trying to tell us. Yeah, that's not what it said in this. They never contradicted anything. They said from what I observed, they never said when we investigated, we conclude that this. Now the next day was when they're supposed to draw that conclusion. When they were denied access. Law. Something said no, they couldn't enter. So don't come in and tell us we should blame the fire service. They did nothing wrong. And they, like I said, I always blame the government because for them to be letting people to get away with this, even if they stage that fire in there, that's a crime. For them to just let it go like that, then you're just letting these guys to just be doing whatever they want in the country, and they believe that they have their own laws in the country that should be governed by different laws because they are sedition. And they do something, you'll see right see somebody here and say we were peaceful. What kind of nonsense is this? And this is what we're going to be going about. Seditions, we got different law, and we got something. This is ridiculous. Therefore, you don't say and talk about fire, incompetent fire stuff. No, we all can read. We know what it's saying here. So what are you talking about? Let's move on.
So, if I may, let me just refute a few comments my Gion brother Eric made.
No, but Amy, this is unfair. He said that was the last comment. So Remo can come in again. So you have to move to another topic because if
Eric,
he comes in, then I'll also respond. No, then I will respond. No, if you will come in, yeah, if you're lying to come in, then I'll respond.
Are you gonna give everybody 30 seconds? Then
exactly, Ture.
No,
exactly.
Before I go on, Eric spoke. When I spoke, he spoke. I was in the back.
Before I go on to
Eric, I'm not speaking to you, please, Eric. All the other panelists are quiet. I'm speaking to the moderator. Can we keep the conversation safer?
We are, but it's unfair for you to keep coming back and forth when we have already agreed that this was the last conversation
on the topic. Hostage. You don't have no authority to tell. Would there be additional 30 seconds that Brother Ture accepted?
Or
recommended?
To go 30 seconds on this round and
exactly.
This, or what is it they want us to do?
Exactly,
so
Brother Ture.
Why would Eric speak after I spoke and you guys gave him a chance to speak? Even he spoke before I got on the show on the same fire issue.
Well, Ray, to be quite honest, if you go by on that, then obviously it will almost be like who came
Eric have the special privilege. That's what I'm asking. I just want to understand.
No, he was here before you. Maybe that's why when we started the topic on there, if you were not here at the time.
But another person after I spoke, he gave in, and everybody else spoke before on this fire issue, including him. But he was the only person who spoke after.
No, because the conversation are taking a different trend.
So no, I never took a different trend. Nobody else spoke after. Eric spoke.
Let's do 30 seconds and move on.
Ture spoke and Mr. Davis spoke and I spoke. Then Eric spoke again.
But that conversation started with me.
So all right, I just want to refute some of the misinformation Eric gave. If that's 30 seconds, I can give it. First, propaganda is not about misinformation. That's a misinformation in itself. Propaganda is a message that is meant to influence. Misinformation could be a part of it. It doesn't necessarily have to be misinformation. There's no law that allows fire service to do forced entry to investigate fire on the private residence. There's nothing constitutional about fire service entering people's home. The Constitution don't speak to that. When Eric used the word Constitution, and this show, we owe it to our audience. Now, all of our audience can research. So when someone gave a misinformation, we should correct them. Other than that, we are part and parcel of the misinformation because we sat when someone provided misinformation, we remain mute. There is no law on our book that gave fire service forced entry to investigate a fire scene at a private residence. Under our laws, even the police, except is an active crime scene, hot pursuit, they need court warrant to enter into a private home. That's why when the owner of the building never allowed fire service to conduct her investigation, fire service never did force entry. So even when fire service went, if they will ask fire service to leave, when the fire was quenched, fire service do not have authority to remain on the grounds. And no law, I challenge my young brother Eric to provide any law, whether fire service constitution that give fire service and authority to be on the scene.
One of the misinformation you like, only the court has the right to determine whether a crime was committed. That's not true.
But that's not true. He's misspeaking.
Yeah, I heard that, but I forgot.
Incident are the people who can determine. That's why they are experts. They can say a crime was committed. That's why they are experts in that particular field.
No. Today, don't misinform the people.
I do someone.
Amy, then you gotta bring me in. Amy, you have to bring me in. Amy, you have to bring me in.
Secure the crime scene.
That's what you said.
No, Amy, please bring me in. No, Amy, please bring me in.
You don't have to bring me outside anytime I'm gonna bring you. What else?
No, Amy, you have to bring me in. They refuse the disinformation from today.
You said even the court is only the court that has ability to declare whether a crime was committed. And I'm telling you, it's not. Hold on, law enforcement, the police can determine whether a crime was committed. That's why they have all the other tools. The fire service, when it comes to fire, they are the one. A fire service has their fire lab. When they go, they'll take a specimen from the scene to go and test to know whether it's arson or not. When it's arson is a crime. So if the fire service determine that the fire was arson and they say a crime was committed, they had to go to the court. What are you talking here? Do you understand yourself?
Amy, can I come in?
30 seconds.
Thank you, ma'am. You're so kind. When an independent source come up with a funding, for example, and they say arson occurred, it is not an authoritative statement. The court will have the right to pinpoint or to clarify or to confirm if there was actually an arson. The classical example is the case at the current Capitol building. When those fire expert came and pointed to issue of arson and other issue, why are we in court? If the statement is anything to go by, it is the court that has the right to say a crime was occurred. Why? Because on our jury. No, but wait now. Wait. No, wait. 1 minute now. 1 minute now, Chief. Chief, 1 minute now.
Determines the crime. No, let me say that.
It is the court. It is the court.
No, it is not the court that called the crime. It's the court that prosecute the crime.
The court does not prosecute. What kind of man are you? Where you went to school? The court does not prosecute. Who prosecute is the Ministry of Justice. It's the Ministry of Justice. The Ministry of Justice is not a court. No, you have to get an education. It's very unfortunate.
The trial is prosecution.
No. You said the court can determine. No, my man. What kind of thing saying here?
Before you go to court,
but the court can determine, Eric.
If I saw
the court does not prosecute. Today you have to get an education. It doesn't matter where you get it from sedition or not, but you have to be school here. The court does not prosecute. You are more letter on the show. Please educate your brother today.
There's still prosecution. There's still prosecution.
Today, you are more educated on the show. Please educate your brother today.
No, no. Listen to me. Let me tell you this.
No, but you have to get an education. No, you have to handle this. I will waste my time to you. Today, I will waste my time to you. Please educate.
I think you have lost control of your show.
No, she hasn't.
If you want to allow the show continue like this,
the court does not prosecute.
Let's take it one at a time.
Where you coming from? Talk about the court prosecute.
You have the power to mute people.
Everybody going back and forth.
I said, when a crime is committed, it will be established by that agency.
You said the court persecute.
Be quiet, shut up a minute.
You said the court persecute. Apologize for that. Apologize for misleading the audience. No, apologize for misleading the audience. You are not a boss.
Let me civil.
Okay, here is what I said. The police, in the incident, in the case of the fire service is the expert when it comes to fire. They are the ones that will go on that scene and establish that a crime was committed. When it is established by the fire service that the crime was committed, again, the fire service will establish that a crime was committed, whether it was arson or not. If it was established that it was arson, they would trace who were those that were the corporate will go and indict them and forward them to what? To court. Mr. Sidishian.
For prosecution.
Then the court will give them due process. Once the court found them guilty, then their charges, they will forward them to wherever, how many years or whatever crime for that case. That's how it's done. So that now the court will establish that the crime was committed. It is the agency. It is the agency that was murder was committed.
Guilty or not guilty.
Process will be given to you.
You interrupted me for no reason when you should have even apologized for misinforming the public that the court can persecute.
Let's move on. We have reviewed the show
you have to listen and get an education.
Over talking on the mic.
You are not above reproach. Get the education. The court does not persecute. Brother Toure was trying to correct you, but you don't want to take correction.
To all your speech that you made here today when you said fire service.
Can we move on?
Yeah, what
the young man holding the close hostage. All the misinformation you gave, have you apologized for them?
It is the ignorance.
Okay, let's go.
And then you start using words like ignorance. You knowledgeable? You lie.
Let's keep going.
Let's go.
Let's not allow this kid to walk away with this.
Yeah, and he started insulting people on the show, calling ignorance and all of that. You sat there mute.
We should not allow this kid to walk away with it.
Raymond, don't do that. I tell you,
no, but he said ignorance and you never said anything.
No, but
I'm talking to everybody. One of y'all listening to me. So
don't grow false equivalent. Profanity was just used just now that is not acceptable to use on the panelist. And you are not
talking over everybody. Then you want to blame.
But that's not the point. It's the point of using those kind of harsh words. Is that acceptable on the show? Now you're equating it to talking over people. No, I'm not talking over people I'm talking about.
But we're not.
You never heard it?
That's why I'm trying to mute everybody. No, because everybody talking over each other. Then you want to translate. Don't do that.
I am repeating that the man is ignorant.
You can just talk anytime. It doesn't happen on the show.
I'm repeating that Toule is ignorant of the conversation. It's not an insult. He is ignorant of the conversation.
No, you just told me I was ignorant.
You cannot say that the court persecute. That's being ignorant of the conversation.
You must take it back.
All right, everybody, please.
You must take it back.
Everybody, can we just everybody get
the court is the one that established.
Everybody, please mute, guys.
You said the court established. The agency established the court.
Everybody mute.
Let's move on.
Can you speak to that, sir?
Guys, let's move on.
Amy, if you don't want to give my time, no problem.
No, we don't.
For what time? The man interrupted me on the basis of his ignorance to the law.
You don't get rebuttal on every instances, bro. Let's move on.
No, but Toure, did you educate him? Did you educate Toure?
You'll do that in your closing.
My son was being arrested. I asked God, how is that possible? Because to the best of my knowledge, my trucks are supposed to be parked in Johnson. So God that takes care of all our trucks, we own, as a matter of fact, we own up to 8 trucks that are movable. So I decided to do my own background check to find out how my truck got into equipment. There's a young man by the name of Cassie. He's into the Nissan distributor. So the last time he was using my truck, and I packed all my trucks. I told him, I dismissed, as a matter of fact, I dismissed all my drivers. This is over 2 months ago. So my trucks are supposed to be packed. So I called Cassidy, how is it? He said, my truck, have you taken my truck? Have you sent my truck anywhere? He said, yes, Chief, I had a load yesterday, and the people purchased 4,000 gallons. They took the product to Bobby. I said, no. The information I'm getting from the police is that my truck was in Cape Town. So well, there's this guy who bought products. He told us that he wanted to rent the truck, and I gave the truck. They said they were going to go, including the product, they were going to go to Cape Mount, and they would come with the money. So I can just give you the truck loading order or the delivery orders of the product that was lifted yesterday. I'll give you the number. Delivery order number 1-010-1984. It contains 500 gallons. Delivery order number 2-01985. Another 500 gallons. Delivery order number 2-0197.
So we're not gonna listen to the whole thing. Is long, right? So
So
we'll
what?
stop right here. But
What's
just
this? What do you mean?
we have to get the point about he deny about the something. Where's Raymond? Raymond left?
What's that video is about?
So this
About
video
the
is about,
drugs, about the drugs issue.
it's about let me read it. It was the Liberia DEA agency has intercepted 40 cartons of tramadol at the TNE checkpoint in Grand Kitma County. The illicit pharmaceutical were concealed into a petroleum tanker registered to Kalano Petroleum Company. The vehicle has been impounded and investigations are on the way to determine the origin and intended destination of the drugs. So that was George Kalano speaking, right? Toure, you didn't get this today?
Well, I got it now.
Okay, so that was him speaking. He was being asked about it, and he was denying that he knew anything about it. That his trucks are supposed to be parked, and people are running his trucks, and there's no way he knows about what's going on. So that's why I wanted to play that. Somebody to get this from his own lips, and then we can talk about it.
I heard that.
So before that, guys, we really have to do this. The argument back and forth is too much. We got to stop it. It's turning the show into something else. We need to stop. When someone talking, y'all please mute. You want to give a rebuttal, you wait.
I'm in my 30s. Don't call me a little kid. I'm in my 30s. Yeah, you have to respect that. You have to respect that. If your incompetence led you to calling me a kid, don't do that.
Okay, guys.
No,
Yeah,
we
don't
ain't
do
not
that.
talking about it and we're going on there again.
Yeah, don't do that. Too late, don't do that. It's disrespectful. I'm a father of 2 children. Don't do that.
Okay.
Don't do that. It is your ignorance that made me to point you out. So accept your fault. That is the quote and prosecute.
But wait now.
I'm not doing this. No. I'm just trying to give us something about this thing or something else. You're just starting over me again. Like, what is
noise, man? Look, let us go to the topic.
No,
man.
but look, let me be fair, right? Let me
don't
be
do
fair.
that, Momo. If you mad at him in some way, but I don't think if he said don't call him a kid, we all I don't know everybody age on here.
And then repeatedly calling me ignorant.
Yeah, he did too, and which is wrong. You're not supposed to call somebody ignorant, and that's why I'm about to talk, and you're just blowing my throat. Nobody allowed me to say anything. Can you want me? Everybody want to blame me when nobody want. Just do you to start going like a circuit. I don't know.
It doesn't mean I'm a kid. The fact that you're older than me doesn't mean I'm a kid.
Eric,
so you have to accept that.
Eric,
On the
better go
topic that we're
volunteer.
discussing, you are
Yeah,
ignorant.
you know what? It's okay. I don't want to argue.
Okay, so why do you keep calling him ignorant, Eric? If you don't
On the
want him to
topic,
call you
on the
ignorant, you
topic, how can you say that the court is the one that persecutes?
No, but Eric,
no,
Eric,
you're
we
not.
done with that topic, bro. We done with
Y'all
that
stop
topic.
this.
That topic is over
Y'all do
with.
that when there's somewhere else. Y'all making it show something else. And I'm trying to say, the moment I open my mouth, y'all start, don't do that.
Sorry, I mean, go ahead. Sorry. No interruption for me.
Oh, grief. Y'all do that behind the scene or something. You saying the man telling you don't call him, and you say he shouldn't call you a kid, but you still call him ignorant. Why would you be doing that?
I've never had this kind of interaction on this show ever since I've been
Right.
with
It's
this.
taking the show to y'all stop.
But the guys, let.
So yeah, so our father is today listened to George Kalondo, and I think whatever he was saying, is that one is presumed, innocent, until proven guilty, right? Though it was in one of his tanker that those tramadol were, found. But I believe, drivers in Liberia have this tendency of when they take your car somewhere, even if you get commercial car, they will overload it because you're not there watching them. They do their own thing. And then so I think we should give George Kalondo the opportunity, as long as his car, that was part of it, that it is his property, his part of his company. Obviously, he would be called in by the Liberia National Police, as a person of interest, in an investigatory process. These things happen, They're calling me, sir, do you know X, Y? Ask him question. This person who was driving your vehicle, is he employed by you? Are you aware of that he was transporting XYZ stuff in your car? Because those are things that were found there. Now it is left with Josh Kalondo, to say he's not aware of that. He never asked that driver to go and pick whatever he was using the tank. That tanker is only used to transport his fuel from one location to another. Then it's left with the investigators to determine, to put all the facts together based on what they might investigate the driver and ask the driver to separately. They won't put them together, right? Investigation going that way. Gather the fact, ask the driver, who sent you? You working? Okay, this car belongs to who owned this truck? You must say, I work for Kalondo XYZ, and maybe that Kalondo sent me for this consignment of tramadol to take it to him. So they might put both party, take those both comments, and then make an informed judgment as in what actions to take next. But until we get to that conclusion and establish whether it was who was involved or who was directed, we have to give the investigators the chance to have a full investigation and come up with an informed decision. So I won't Liberia's a global society. Everybody talking about, and I think it was so much wrong or premature on the part of the. I think they were asking some of them today, and they said, "Oh, Kalondo, you cannot keep pushing and Kalondo like that." You know what I mean? It was his vehicle, but he's a good man. Until it is established that he was in the know. Let us give the process. A chance. That's where I'll stop.
Yeah. Eric?
Yeah, thank you. I mean, the first thing we have to unpack or consider here is tramadol an illicit drugs in Liberia? Has the government of Liberia declared tramadol illicit? The last time I checked, I stand to be corrected. Any of you can correct me on this. I'm not in the know that tramadol is an illicit drugs. I know tramadol is in Liberia.
That's what they're calling it here.
No, it's not about what they're calling it. Is it? Has it been declared an illicit drugs? Because I know that.
I'm telling you now, yes.
Can you reference the publication from the Ministry of Health that tramadol has been considered illicit? If not, if so, okay, why is it still being sold?
I'll find out for you. I'll make it available to you.
Okay, until you can do that, I still hold the view that tramadol has no clear path as to whether it is illicit or legal. The last time I checked, tramadol is still being sold at the local drugstores, hospitals, and things. In fact, it is a medical drugs that are used for pain relief. So tramadol is not illegal until I can find the facts on file to authenticate that tramadol is illegal. So if tramadol is in some other truck, it does
Why
not
is it
amount to
being arrested if it's not illegal?
ignorance can happen. People are very ignorant of the law.
That's not what it is. I just
Really?
We have seen law enforcement officer carry on illegal arrest. At the end of the day, it has been proven that they have no legal standing to do so. Tramadol is a very legal drugs in Liberia, except where it is the Joe Boaga government who has considered it as illegal. If so, I want to see the law to that effect. I've not seen the law that tramadol is an illegal drugs. No, I'm aware that the abuse of tramadol can lead to overdose of the patient's intoxication and all kind of stuff. But tramadol as a drug has never been illegal in Liberia. I know
What
that it
about
was
spark? What about spark?
no, but spark that drugs is an illicit illegal drug. Spark that not drugs. Spark
Is it
no,
in
no, it's not the
America?
same thing.
It's called Davis.
No, spark. What it was spark? The first thing is spark a tablet to relieve any pain. Spark is not, or spark and die is not. Tension is not. Those are things, are substances that people take from unrecognizable places and they use for themselves. But I'm talking about tramadol. Tramadol is a pain relief. You can check it out. You can Google it. TRAMADOL. Tramadol. You can Google that. Tramadol. I'm not in the know if it is illegal in Liberia. If it is so, then the driver of that vehicle should be arrested. And under our law, alleged crime or crime is not transferable. So you cannot hold George Galano because he owns the truck and say that because tramadol was found in the truck, what happened to the driver? The driver should be the one to account for that. But if the investigators will have probable link to link George Galano as the one who placed the tramadol in the truck, then it becomes an issue of legal remedy. But I still maintain that I have not seen anywhere that the Liberian government said tramadol is illegal, therefore it is an illicit drugs, and they ban it from in Liberia. If they did, because the last time I checked, people still buying tramadol from medical areas in Liberia, drugstores, hospitals, and everywhere. In fact, medical doctors are giving tramadol to people. Okay, it is the overuse of tramadol that leads to intoxication and all kinds of stuff. So you can't just refer to tramadol as a drugs. If found drugs in America, no, it's not illicit. It's not an illicit drug. It's a legal drug in Liberia. Except y'all can prove me wrong. And you should prove me wrong with empirical reference.
Quick facts. I want to give you quick fact. Percocet in America is legal, but if a police schedule was a quantity of Percocet or tramadol, it is based on the quantity that makes it illegal. It's a legal drugs. But if you catch me was like the one that they caught with the driver, they're not two, they're not three, where the driver would take and say, oh, maybe I get pee on my back, that's why I got it. If you get Percocet in America, in your car here, in America, you're driving here, if they catch you with that huge quantity, you're going. It is legal in America. Percocet is good. Maybe your doctor prescribe it, but doctor only prescribe a certain amount. And police officers know how many of those they can give you, maybe after surgery or whatever. But if they see you with 20 grand, 30 grand of Percocet, even though it's legal in America, but that because of the quantity that was found where you make it illegal, make it illicit, and you would be arrested for it. That was what happened in Liberia. When they saw that driver, we're not traveling with one a pack of tramadol. You were traveling with a huge quantity. That's what I wanted. That's the clarification.
10 seconds, please.
Go ahead.
Thank you, ma'am. In America here, there's a way they call opium in Liberia, got marijuana. I don't know how to refer to it here. There's a way, I forgot the name. Here, if you were to go to the dispenser or wherever to purchase it, there are limits. Weed, right? Very good. There are limits. You cannot, purchase more than the limit that an individual should. So even if you purchase more as an individual, you can also be arrested. But the point is, Was the driver a dispenser? Because there are people who have the lesson to dispense these products. So if the driver was a dispenser, or Kalana is a dispenser, then it does not violate any law in Liberia. So those are things that we'll have to unpack. And in the situation of Liberia, do we
Man,
have a
thank you,
law?
thank you, thank
Do we
you.
have a
Man, 30
law that
second up.
say?
You're 30
do-
second up.
Hey man, I'm sorry, co-host, I'm sorry. Just give me 1 second. Co-host,
That'll
I'm
be
sorry.
10 seconds, by the
Hey,
way.
thank you. I mean, you're so kind. I love you. Long shot your
I
radio.
it's supposed to be 10 seconds. You ran out. David.
Yeah. So in Liberia, like if there are quantity limitation, then we also have to put that law on to show us the quantity limitation. If we do not have the law to put on, then what Brother Tule is saying is actually false and misleading. But
You don't need a
if there
law.
is,
You don't need a law for that.
if there is, then we'll also have to authenticate as to whether the driver is a dispenser or not. If he's not, then he was in violation of the law.
Okay, let's go to Davis. Davis, go
But
ahead.
tanker driver can dispense. In America, a truck driver can carry drugs. What kind of thing saying?
No, they'll put Jordan in 10 and then
Guys, can we go by the queue, please? Your time is up. Let's go to Davis.
Mr. Derek, come in.
Everybody muted. David, go ahead.
When it comes to drugs issue, when you see police carrying on arrests, nobody on the show is knowledgeable more than the police that did the arrest. If you see government arrest people, it means they arrest you for certain things, it means it's illegal. If it's not illegal, they will never arrest you. Why in America, the people produce alcohol beverages? And why the government in America give you limit? Is it illegal to carry alcohol or to drink alcohol? It's not illegal. But when you drink more, then they catch you for DUI. It becomes illegal. So, pleading case about Kalando, to me, if the government trying to investigate, I got a lawyer, but I can be a lawyer for Kalando too. Why would they arrest the ship that brought a container of drugs? Why would they arrest the owner? That ship that brought a container of drugs. What about the airplane that been coming, Kenya Airways that been bringing drugs to the airport? Why they don't arrest the Kenya Airline? Why only Kalando? So if I were a lawyer, I'm going to take the issue in my hand like that. What about this shit?
But Mr. Davis, just because somebody else did it and get away with it, that makes it legal.
No. That's how the law can work.
Is that the law we're going to?
Yes, law works like that.
Why didn't you catch out a guy? Why didn't you catch out a guy?
No, I mean when people in the court when they pleading cases for people, they give you story. What about 1966? This thing happened.
But was there something in the court? That's what the judge that somebody that references from. Doing this, such and so, in the case of such and so and such and so, the law proved that such and so what they did. That's why this one got away with it, and that's the same story here. You're not gonna say, "Oh, why I want in the airplane and something when you haven't been in the court for the court to something." So you cannot use
it. The police people, because like police can carry on the investigation, they can do what they call before they send you to court. If the police can carry on investigation of the container of drugs, they never arrested the ship people. The Kenya Airline they never arrested the captain. Or the airline, the people that own the airline, they never arrested them. But Joe Kalando, uno tango there, they can arrest Joe, they want to arrest Joe Kalando. Is that fair to him?
It's fair.
You're not arresting George Kalando. You get anything?
No, I said they arrested George Kalando. Why they questioning him? Why didn't question Kenya Airways?
He's a person of interest at his vehicle.
What about the shit that brought home container?
Okay, so let me get 1 second, guys. Let me something. Mr. Davis.
Yeah.
If the ship is a passenger something, the ship is not.
So George Kalando not passenger?
If the plane was a passenger, something that somebody snuck something in a bed and came in something and they got caught, it has nothing to do with the plane. George Kalando car in Liberia, that's his car. His son got something on it. It's not a
registering
passenger
like
thing that
bro.
somebody was driving, some passenger were on there and they're trying to question him for because of a passenger. No, that
And the
is
power
his
is floor
truck
by
and
him.
the phone on it. Now, no one saying he's guilty here, but they have the right to question him.
That's
And
what
what
we're
those
not-
people
Amy.
said something. So it's not the same thing that you
Emil,
keep something. Yeah.
Mr. Davis, if your son or daughter pick up your car right now, you only show they pick up your car, they get in the street. They see the car pull them over. Is your registration, your name, your insurance, everything on that car, right?
Yeah.
So who do you think they're reaching out to?
Right.
Listen to me. If my daughter or my son take my car, they go out with it. The first thing when the police come to the car, they will say registration, driver license, and insurance. Any other crime, they catch you with it there like a driver license, they committing you with. If they want to ask me for questioning, they're gonna call me and ask me to question me, or they're gonna call me in to question me.
But better yet, if they
found
found something in the car. No, but if they found something in the car.
If they found something in the car, it ought to be whether my son will say that now he put it there. Even now he put it there, he was driving the car at that point.
No, but you'll be part of the investigation.
They will call me for questioning, I will say that not me.
Mr. David.
Exactly.
And Mr. David, let me tell you, there are certain instances they will come for. You know what? For instance, a bomb was in that car, right? Someone a bomb, whatever. Your son was driving that car going to a certain direction, and that car was, arrested by the police, and they saw certain kind of maybe petrol, some kind of bomb in there. They were arrested, boy, in that car, but that registration is not a link to you. They come and question you. They come and
call me for questioning, I will say yes or no.
Crimes also
you can say yes or no.
Where they will come and ask you questions. We are not saying Kalondo is guilty of anything, but the fact that his car, because the DEA, I think they have certain law in Liberia where DEA when your property was used to store drugs and whatever, and they catch quantity of drugs, they either sell that property and the DA will use the money, or the government will take.
The one come in now, I said, why about Kenya Airline? What about the ship?
That's a passenger plane.
John Calano is doing transportation.
Mr. Davis.
He will not carry free for himself. You will carry free for somebody that buy it. He's doing transportation like business man doing.
Mr. Davis.
So it's the same as Kenya Airways.
No, it's not. It might seem the same, but it's not the same.
It's the same. Like
number one, when George Calando car is registered in Liberia.
Kenya Airways also registered in Liberia.
Wait. It's like you sending me letter, right? You send me letter. You post substance in it, right? You send it through, or let's say send it through DHL or something like that. All right. The airline did not do due diligence to capture it. You don't hold the airline liable for that. You know what I'm saying?
So you hold liable.
Wait. The person that the shipment is being made to, and the person that initiated the shipment, those are the people that they're going for. All right. Not the airline, because you and I know when we're passing through that TSA, right? Sometimes I have been lucky to pass on my Kowloon through that process before, but very well, Kowloon are not allowed to pass through that, right? Because
not true.
Wait.
Kowloon can pass depending on the quantity.
Yeah,
okay, no, what?
Yeah, quantity, certain quantity. Yeah, they have this.
Okay. So let me. I guess it depends on the airline. It also depends on the state and the airline. All right. Pennsylvania, when I'm going through, you are not allowed to pass with anything liquid, not even drinking water. Okay. That's how on a gallon. State by state may have other stuff.
No. But the case that Mr. David is mentioning, for me, which situation we fit if that was a private jet that I whatsoever and I fly.
Right, it was a private jet.
I was trying to mention to him. There's a
let me tell you. Let me complete my statement. Let me complete my own. Joe Calando registered his tenure as business transportation. He never registered it as private. He's not doing private business for Joe Calando. He's running it as business. Just like people run commercial car. He's running the truck tanker as commercial. Just how Kenya Airways is running Kenya Airline as commercial. Just how the ship that brought the container of drugs to the
It's different.
as also commercial.
It's different.
They're not different. All of them are commercial.
No, you are trying to compare.
All of them commercial lesson.
Oh, you are
No. The difference is.
When I finish talking my own, then I'll tell your own.
Yeah, land, please. I'm doing
But you keep on interrupting my business. If today you go, you buy a keke, you register your keke as commercial. The government of Liberia will give you commercial lesson plate. You mean you running your keke as commercial. No matter whether your keke can fly, whether your keke can do this, whether it can do this, your keke is commercial. Commercial is no different from commercial. All airlines that can Liberia have been passing are commercial. Whether drugs come through that airline, it needs to be caution too. It means that airlines different because they fly.
So
no,
what's the point?
All of them are commercial. They get the commercial.
What's the point?
So I work at the airport. When plane come, when by say they will go by that law on commercial, arresting commercial people that own commercial, then it means even the taxi driver that are running from place to place, the taxi driver, okay, the example, the buses are running from Ghana to Liberia. Because you're running from Ghana to Liberia, not representing Liberia, it means that when they see drugs on it, they will not arrest the buses. They will say because it's not registered in Liberia, it's registered in Ghana. No. Why it's running commercial in Liberia?
So it's my turn, it's my turn.
Eh?
Yeah, you land. Go ahead. They want to tell it again. Go ahead.
No, let them go ahead.
All right, Tarek, I mean.
So look, at the end of the day, let me say this. Mr. David said you work at the airport, right? Number one, when a baggage is captured at an airport or anything like that, right? They put into the database whosoever that baggage is kind of associated with, right? That's the person they're looking for. They're not looking for the airline, Mr. Davis. They're not looking for the airline. And you are kind of conflicting two issues here. Calando is a register, whether a private register or business register, all we know has something to do with Calando. Okay? Has something to do with Calando. This one, like our brother Lin Lapo just gave something. He said, if a dead body is found in a parked car, it is the owner whom the car is registered to responsible. But if someone else is operating the car during the discovery, it is their responsibility. Well,
they will still bring both of them. They will still bring them out. Yeah.
There is an active investigation going on right now with an American
celebrity,
a rapper.
I remember.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, yes.
His Tesla was abandoned somewhere in California, and they discovered something in it. The begins on a tour, but right now the investigation is flagging on him because that Tesla was registered in his name. You know what I mean? You become the prime suspect in that investigation until otherwise. The fact that the trace can be made that even though the Tesla were abandoned, it been in that parking lot for a very long time, but when they discovered, you know what I mean, it went straight to him because when they ran the plate, it went straight to him. So at that point right there, we're not saying you are guilty or not. That's why Momo Tule said, innocent until proven guilty. But it will be pinning on you until that cloud will be on you until that, because you own a car. Nobody else owns that car. You own that car. Whether it's through private or transportation or business, whatever it is. But everything will be directed at you until otherwise.
What if Calando driver trying to lie on Calando that he the one instructed me to, he buy the thing, want him to bring it, or whether he's saying the truth or not? Calando got just established it, like the investigator hearing from both sides.
Right, and to close, Eric, the drug tramadol was banned by the Ministry of Health through the government in August 22nd, 2025, actually. And it was
last month.
Front page had a story on it. You remember when the ban that sheet, and all that stuff?
Oh, okay.
Right. So
it was one of them.
So yes, indeed.
Tramadol can still be used in laboratory, but unless prescribed and by a certain amount.
Exactly, and I also agree on that.
But they can't see it in a huge, more than 20, 30 or 50, something they say they should get a law that says that quantity, if a law does not specifically say that quantity, it doesn't make sense. You see something like there's something that's not something just doesn't look right, doesn't feel right. When the whatever issue.
Mr. Toure,
which we all should know that the overuse, the overpossession of certain. Even in America, you get Percocet in your car. You got to have the doctor. Something that Percocet should be for. You need to be on that bottle. That is for you, and you're not even allowed to be driving, operating with that thing in your car. But however, if a police officer sees that, maybe if one or two or three in that, he say, "Oh no, I'm reaching home. I always get a pin. I just have it with me, so when I reach my destination, I'll take it." But if a doctor see a whole bottle, like a whole huge bottle of Percocet, they're not. I mean, if a police officer, they're not going to go ask you to say, "Let me see, Lord, certain Lord dash JJ say when you have more than 10." No, they know something that is a crime right there. They know something already happening. They're going to have to arrest you for being in possession of such quantity. Now, whether you say that you put in your car, you say that one your way down the line, the investigation will determine that.
Brother Boitara Toure, I like the point you brought referencing the August 2025 Ministry of Health banning. And I just want you to narrow it to what Mr. Toure said, that though it is banned, but then there are limits on the quantity. Is that true? Did they limit the quantity? Because, for example, I know of shisha is banned totally. Is the issue of tramadol being banned totally? Or is there a limit, that they say, okay, this quantity is allowed for medical practitioner?
No, I think they were all banned totally.
I mean, how you go off?
No, hold on, no, I'm right here.
I think
you go do research.
No, I'm doing research.
But they come out online and just the question.
Is doctor prescribed?
Right. I'll read it on camera.
If the doctor, it is allowed. I'm not saying if a doctor prescribes it for you, I'm sure it's going to be
no, but Mr. Toure, once a particular drug is banned, doctor has no right to prescribe any limit.
No.
One a drugs is banned in a country, a doctor has no right to limit, except where the drugs was restricted to say this amount of quantity cannot be seen, or only doctor should prescribe. Then it is the
Well,
situation
that's
where
what
the
he's
doctor.
talking about. That's what he's talking about.
Tramadol is still used for medical.
Yeah, so that's why I want Brother Boitara to confirm that, because he referenced the law that banned it. Whether it is banned in totality or it is banned, whatever.
Okay,
Please,
so look,
you can educate us on that.
Okay, so it clearly stipulated under that article that while it is banned for unauthorized use, but there were settings given, right? Medical facilities and all of that stuff. Like it being transported now in that kind of a situation that is a red flag, right? Yeah. So that's definitely going to draw attention to it. It's not banned to say, oh, there's a like a national ban on it, but no, it can be used in medical facility in setting like that. But it can be used in a bar. You can't have it in a bar. You can't. You know what I'm saying? So these are some of the
So let me check. It's August, right? It's August 2025. It was banned with certain limitation, right? Okay, I'll verify that.
Once you go to
I think Elena going to say something here like that. Is it a new regulation limits the use of tramadol to licensed hospital and require that it be administered
That's
under
Under
medical
medical supervision.
That's
All
what they're saying
Okay, so yeah, so if the statement from the brother and Mr. Toure is right, then that means we have to look at as to whether Kalano car had the permit to dispense tramadol because
Oh yeah,
it is
he
not
has.
because you have no you can't too late. You can be authoritative. Too late. Too late. 1 minute. Too late. Too late. Too late. You can be authoritative to say they don't have it.
No, I
Right?
say
Until the court can authenticate that. What we all saying is we just giving our opinion. So our opinion cannot be an authoritative
I agree with you.
statement.
What,
Yeah.
what I'm saying here
So
is
because
Kalondo is not in that kind of business to dispense drugs. Yeah, we know Kalondo. I know Kalondo when I was a kid. We know the kind of business Kalondo is involved with. He's not involved with
no,
drugs.
no, I agree. But for example, a medical facility could give him the permit to say take our drugs to point A or point B.
All kind of way to make it look like
No, let me tell you, I'm not a defender of
It's a
Kalano.
possibility.
No, let me say something. Momo, 1 minute. Momo, 1 minute. Kalano will be the last person that will come here to defend. Kalano is a surrogate of the regime. He should bundle his own liability that he has. It's not my rule. I'm only looking. Yeah, I'm only looking at.
Judge Brad before too.
Yeah, but currently, I'm saying currently, he's a surrogate of this regime, so he must be able to shadow his responsibility. So that's why I was just unpacking the issue. But Brother David struck a point, and Brother David, the fact that a quote unquote plane brought in tramadol or illicit drugs, it was not arrested. It does not negate the fact that the drugs enforcement agency do not have the legal right to arrest the end user or the end transporter. They can arrest you. And if your claim is that okay, it was the plane that brought it, then the in our doctrine of law it says the evidence lies on the accuser. So if you accusing whoever that brought it, you should be able to adduce that evidence in court while you're exonerating yourself. But even with that, it does not give you the right to be a next layer or a second layer of transporting their illicit drugs. So if we were to go by the plain view doctrine, Kalano is equally, or his how they call it, his driver, whoever is equally liable of transporting drugs or illicit drugs in our country. So it does not exonerate him. That's the point I want to raise. And then while I do research on the
Kalano has said. This is what
Yeah.
Kalano has said. He has nothing to do with this, so we clearly know that his truck is not licensed to do that because he would have said it. So he said his truck was supposed to be parked. And when he called the driver after he got asked information, the driver said, yeah, he gave the truck to people to so until Kalano is the owner, he's the businessman, and we've been looking for big fishes in this drug thing, right? So of course that would be a red flag when they see something like that.
Yeah,
that they need to question him.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't mean he could be guilty, he could be innocent.
Yeah,
it can be both, right? But you have to question him. You can't say, oh, because Kenya Airways brought drugs. Who knows that Kenya Airways brought drugs? If Kenya Airways coming with drugs, the bag that was put on Kenya Airways did not put it there. They're not going to arrest the plane. The person who named that bag will register on that plane is who's bearing that weight. Not Kenya Airways, not American Airlines, not anybody. Even in these United States, the same thing.
Yeah.
But if you call a private something or business something that you're doing, and your driver, you say he to go do something, and he put something different in there that you don't know about.
You mean
They will arrest the car. They will arrest the car, and they will question you whether you know about it or not. It doesn't mean you're guilty. That car, that person that driving that car could also say you send them, or they could say you don't know about it.
Yeah.
So
Can I ask you a question?
Because somebody else driving it, so you can't question because I know. No, you can't do that.
Can I ask you a question?
And Amy, sorry, David, brother David, sorry, my apologies to you. I think on my it's my view that the law enforcement agency of the DEA, they were premature to have even announced it to the public, because now Kalano can have a loophole by negotiating. I'm just saying, by negotiating with these medical facility to say, okay, tramadol is still legal, but the only thing is there's a restriction on the quantity. So the legal entity gave my driver the right to do XYZ, and he could walk scot-free.
Well, he cannot do that because he already denied that he knows nothing.
No, I mean his driver can do that. He only denied the knowledge of his he authorized that, but his driver lawyers can do that. That's what I'm saying. So they were just immature to have
I mean,
reached it to the level. Right now they can take what we call a loophole in the judiciary process to say
never work
because believe me, tramadol is still not illegal. It is still legal in Liberia. It only has a restriction. Yeah, Brother David can go ahead.
It's not illegal. It's legal.
Yeah, thank you.
A nationwide ban on the sale and distribution of tramadol and shisha effective August 22nd, 2025.
Right. They can just come out and say something that is that.
No. They have a limit. They have a limit.
Wait.
They didn't already ban it.
Wait.
Right here.
David.
According to the report, they didn't already ban it. There's a limit.
That's the preface. That's just the preface of it.
Yeah.
If you read down,
Mhm.
then we'll give you the breakdown.
Exactly.
Right. They will give you the breakdown. So it's not like a total ban. A total
Ban,
ban
yeah.
will be like
Exclusively banned
from
they said the Liberian
the
Ministry
country.
of Health, Liberian Ministry of Health announced a ban as part of a nationwide effort to address growing drugs crisis in the country.
But continue though.
Continue, yeah.
I don't need to continue that one. All right.
No, that's not that. No, that's
Brother David, that's not how the law works.
That is not the full context. That is not the full
already
context.
need the other place in there. But this is what I was saying. That Lynn like was saying, right? If it was in America, yes, the police would have asked for the shipping document of everything in that truck.
Exactly.
And if there's no tramadol on there, that
Yeah.
was
I agree with you. No objection. I agree with you, Emmy.
The truck when they go deliver CO.
First of all, the thing here, Elena, from the investigative standpoint, that's a tanker for God's sake. Carry
exactly. What was a gas tanker?
It don't make sense. Out of really that thing.
Exactly, but still,
the drugs were not in the tanker. It was behind the passenger in the driver's seat.
But that tanker,
that was the drugs were not in the tank. It was behind the passenger.
I mean, that close. It's 3 hours now.
What do you think was be carrying?
Tanker so be carrying a free oil, water, gas, and
yeah, what plenty of drugs doing is that?
The drugs, the passenger are getting in the drugs according to the Calando.
Tanker so the passenger. To take us to the passenger.
You can take passenger. It all depends on passenger now. The person carry that. You can carry the person carry that delivery. You can carry them with you.
Amy, that close is.
It's almost like a private car.
It's almost 4 hours.
No, listen. Even when your car break down, you call tow truck to come. The tow truck can also carry you.
Different thing.
But I think if you carry my free oil, I can't ride with you.
It is not if the tow truck. It is not mandatory for the tow truck to carry.
Yeah, I know it's not mandatory for the somebody to carry you.
I can work that out, but that's time.
Oh yeah, you're that close. I mean, I got early morning wake up. I think early in the morning anyway. But you're that close now because I won't.
You just said close now. Start
so
closing.
All of this arguments are regarding the arson, the purported arson at the President Weah's residence. Look, I think this all stems from the fact that I think seditions are basically trying to politicize everything in the country, and for me, I think it is fair to say, because we have the government has received what I call an important guest.
Of course,
the MCC delegation is in the country to do their constraint to growth and analysis to see where the construction analysis to see where is they see fit to invest. If we should win the company, where to invest in our country, seditions, because it is not them, it should be nobody else. it will be a huge success for the country. And I think all of us, including citizens, should be applauding this. But instead of doing that, they're trying to, get this kind of view, this kind of image of the country as this country is ungovernable, the rule of law is broken down, and all of that. They're trying to do all kinds of things in the hope that the government will not get this compact. But they're lying. Everything is going smooth. Those people are there doing what they need to do, and we, by God's grace, December, come December, we will be awarded the compact. And hopefully, I hope they will see Amotoke. Then I need to get over $500,000, depending on what
we'll be singing Amotoke.
500 million.
Thank you. Come in, Mr. Davis.
Yeah, thanks for the correction. But I hope that. But then come to the whole Kalondo stuff. Kalondo is presumed innocent until proven guilty, right? I know it is his company vehicle that those tramadors were found in, and first of all, the prime suspect is the driver. He was the one in possession of that stuff. He was driving the truck, and whatever. So he's the first guy they're gonna go to. However, what he's saying to the investigators, we don't know. Maybe he's linking Kalondo to the crime. We don't know. I don't know. Until we find out later. But Kalondo is saying that his truck should have been parked. So we know history of drivers in Liberia. Once you get in charge of your vehicles and whatever, they do a lot of crazy things not around. So in coming to Kalondo's defense, it might be something like that. It might be that he doesn't know anything about it. But again, we also said that they got a lot of big fish in the country, big sharks in the country who are involved with the drug business. Could they be Kalondo?
Could be.
Those big sharks? We don't know. We're going to remain put.
Exactly.
The investigation, come to a full-blown conclusion. That's how I end. But I hope that our country, we pray that Liberia going to, and then let me get the final announcement. Come October, November, there'll be an octopus movement in the country when it comes to development. You guys are seeing the way the yellow machines are breaking down roads, breaking down alleyway, and clearing the road for this octopus effect that's going to happen in the country. So let's watch out. Liberia will not be the same under this administration.
BS will never be the same. What's up with it? Will never be the same thing.
And with 2020 now, our developmental work that we're doing in the country will speak for this administration. We don't have a campaign right now based on what we do. 2020 now
Citizen will get our photos with a funny document, a signature project.
I should go ahead.
Uh-huh.
Okay, so the issue of Kalando driver being formed with tramadol, it is my opinion that it is still not a violation of Liberia laws, because the law says that medical facility still has the right to dispense tramadol. The issue about distribution could be a soft pedal that is the driver lawyer or Kalando lawyer could prey on. So, because we have to establish the fact that tramadol is still not illegal in Liberia. It is only being restricted to a medical institution to be the one to give it to patient. But for the distribution, we obviously know that it will come from either the airport, the seaport, or whatever, and it will be, commuted to various area of release or whatever. We will return through trucks, pickups, or whatever mode of transportation. So we await the findings on that. With the issue about the president house being gutted by fire, if the argument is that because quote unquote MCC people in the country, the National Security Agency here was on fire a few minutes before the MCC people came to the country, can we say that he intentionally put a house on fire to pin his own government ugly? No.
3 days before.
Pardon?
3 days before.
No, that's not true. That's not
Just
true.
do your closing.
Okay,
Don't go
close.
ahead.
No, if I want to do my closing, then she will not say 3 days before. Yeah, that's
What
not true.
if you're not going to do your closing?
Oh,
Let
I'm not going to do my closing.
Let go.
I mean, I'm not going to do my closing. No problem. I mean,
No, I said do your closing. I didn't say you were.
oh, okay. So that's not true. So the issue about, we have to remember that in the country, when the Capitol building was on fire, the president went there and said, hoodlums put that place on fire and they should be held accountable without preliminary or even final investigation from the Liberia Fire Services. So was he being political? Was he trying to witch hunt opposition? That is something that all of us will have to unpack. So fire incidents in Liberia, we cannot outrightly say that people want to sabotage. Let me tell you, the MCC team that in Liberia, they are there based on certain issues, rule of law, corruption, and other social issues that are paramount to them. They take those things in consideration. These are lighter people, these are educated people. They don't write a report based on soon the God fire happened. They say, oh, okay, yeah. So because of the when I give Liberia the MCC grant, though, they look at institutional issue, things that have occurred over the period, not just rapid things that occurred and they just draw a conclusion. So it doesn't work that way. No one is ignorant of that.
I
So
agree
we
with
have,
you.
huh?
I agree with you on that. I said I agree
Yeah.
with you on that.
Yeah, thank you, brother. Brother, today I have to get in contact with you. You're very, regardless of your support to the regime, you are very patriotic Liberian that I hold the very highest thing, and I hope you keep this up. It will help the disco a lot. To be honest with you, brother,
You
yeah.
can borrow him. I'm in the bag. We gotta go.
Oh, but ain't on my time. I decided to use my time anyway. I want to use it.
Finish.
Oh, I finished? Okay, brother, please send me your WhatsApp number, yeah? Yeah. You're very objective. I love you. No problem. You can take my time.
We'll connect, Eric.
When we look at issue in Liberia, Liberia is the only country that can define issue that the definition is not in the dictionary. They define it according to their own way. That's why they say all Liberian people know law. Georgia was seamless. You are out of the country. Even when they ask you to the airport, you say you want to go see how his son can get a contract. You not go for the Liberian people, but the food and said they go send to the airport. You were not there for that. You want to go see his son play, see how his son can get a contract. But he's not a football fan. Seriously, he stayed out of the country. They broke his hair office down. He had nothing to do. Entering the country to lie to the people for all the billboard sellers. They want to kill the papi. They want to kill the boy again. They want to kill the boy. That was got why all the market women and carry now. All the old ladies that can support Joe, that want to carry now. They want to kill the boy. Anyway, yeah, what they say they want to kill the boy. That's what they made Joe. Yeah. This is what is going on like Grand Crew. I got people against Grand Crew that are giving me a report. They say they made Joe more real. They want to kill that boy. So that's what they say now. So Joe, we are seeing the king of Liberia in the country to say he put fire in your hall. And as I said, my brother gone. Whoever gone on the farm before where they can put the fire on the something, then the bee. You not go for honey before to get honey in the village. How they can do for the honey to run away? So they can take the honey.
The bee, yeah.
Yeah, how they can do it.
Who go in there, bee? I'm not doing that.
I know how they
That's
can
why
do
they do it to Joe. We are hot. That fire that can burn the whole world. That fire they pour on someone and say, don't do it. They're out there burning the catchy.
But brother, fire service like electrical photo. So fire service disagree with you.
Fire service never concluded.
No, they know. Yeah, I know.
They never concluded. They presume. They say we think.
No.
But
They say we observe. They say we think. They say we observe.
But first thing they sort of lock our whole horse. They sort of lock our whole horse down. And what they call it. So fire service never say what they call no. That not they say it could be. They don't say that, hey, they're not a final report. So the working stream then he whole base down, he hair color down, he can no hair color to go to, beside Akara grade, office in Jalatan. He won't go there. He want to go there. Because the citizen has second failure. Because the office will pick up ball. So nobody can fail there. It can only take up to I think 5 or 7%. So all the rest will send us and who you are going to come, you can send to.
It's almost 1 a.m. You gotta hurry up.
So all the things that is seen on the way and the calendar issue, according to the liberal law, crime are not transferable. Those who the whole except the link calendar into that just issue. Calendar, you already said a truck or parking. According to calendar agent, you were on spoon before calendar says start speaking. On spoon today. The agent said he sent the truck to Bombing. He said even Grand Cayman. So the truck driver taking the truck to Grand Cayman and putting passenger inside and putting drugs at the back. So that when they arrest those that were in the car, I think there were 2 or 3, they arrest them. The men that carry the fuel and the men they arrest them. Because the men carry the fuel already. Another new passenger get inside with
30 seconds, Mr. Davis.
Stop, yeah. So that how they arrest them. And when they arrest you, they will only call Calando for cautioning. Those that carry out the Calando car will be impounded at the police station. After investigation, if Calando is not found guilty, you can file for a car, they will give a car back to you.
Guys,
The
let me
only
see
time car owner can get you into problem when the car kill. When it kill people, it destroy, you'll be into problem according to the liberal law.
Thank you. Teray.
I yield my time for consideration of.
So I just want to say a few things, right? About the whole fire thing. Can y'all please turn your camera now? Thank you, and listen to me talk. I appreciate it. So just a few things, right?
Sorry, I was on bathroom break. It was not deliberate.
We all know that nobody's gonna just grab Calando and lock him up. We all know that it's a reasonable thing to question him because Calando is a big fish in the country. Calando has money. People want to know what even though this thing is not an illicit, like something drug, right? But still, if they are make it limited to a hospital or restricted to something, and so it's a good thing for them to ask him because if people see this thing and they didn't something they'll say, oh, when the big people something, they didn't say anything, they can't do nothing. So Sedition will want to make this thing out of politics. Today, what's that guy named Jefferson, whatever again? He was trying to do that. Oh, you were close confidant of Mr. the president, and that kind of thing happening. So that's enough. It proves that the government is into that something. When Calando said that he and the government had probably they owe him money, then what's the name? Start to flip the friendship now. Like this is what we talk about, the whole propaganda thing. It's not working. Now, it's not like you can't do it. Then they try to flip it now. Oh, this is disturbing. You owing the me? Then you say the cool. Then I'm like, oh my God. What would you just a break?
When you close to him, you break the law, he will go for you.
So they try to flip it like he knows about that because he close with something so that just about the government something that now I know or Jefferson chasing or whatever. Then when you talk about the money benefit, so a low inflation there. Oh yeah, this is disturbing. And I'm like, just shut up. So and then what's his name? Eric said that about the fire. They concluded because they said that the electrical were blinking, so they observed that this is a electrical shock, right? Eric said they are concluded, but the thing Eric man came here and told us said when your house is on fire, the electrical something will have problem. The light will be flickering. He said it. So I don't know how that's supposed to be a conclusion. When this thought, what he's done from what he said now is that could have been happening from the fire that came. So that's why the electrical something were flickering. So it couldn't have possibly been the cause of the fire. It was flickering. From your explanation, it could have been flickering because the fire was there, not because the fire got started. So that's why they needed this investigation done to conclusively, according to the LU people, conclude what really did started that fire and what happened there. But then again, in Liberia, I don't know the law there, but it seems like it's two law there for George Weah and his people and another one. Because I'll be damned to think that this supposed to happen, that somebody's supposed to tell investigative authorities like, oh no, you can't come in. No, we don't want you to come in. Negro, you don't have no choice with this. You don't. But what happened? They walk away, right? So that fire thing right now is a mess. It's already something. What will you get from out of it? It has already been contaminated for this. And yes, Mr. Eric, the NSA Buzz house caught fire on the 21st of September. And George Weah house caught fire on the 24th. So yes, I was right when I said 3 days after. That's when it happened. So I wasn't wrong. And there's nothing there saying that it because of that reason, from all of the action, from all of the action from the sedition and what they've been doing, they did. Gafua and them announced the day those people were coming in town. A couple of days later, a week later, they announced when George Weah coming, and every sedition lawmaker, all sedition, everybody should go to the airport. What kind of nonsense is that? Who the hell do you think you are? Just because you're a former president, when you come in, everybody more have what some kind of something of missing a flight because of traffic, because of all of this, because you coming in the town. When Eddie Johnson said you start coming in that town, we don't even know about it. Joe Biden said who the president, and he don't call all of the government officials or all UP to go to that. And for you to sit here and be something in those things, that is wrong, and y'all need to call it out. That's what this is, distraction. That's what he's trying to do, and you're trying to distract from what going on, all the good things that is going on, and they're trying to flip it on him, and it's not working because everybody can see through that. The only the people this thing gonna work on is the reaction, because those are the ones. That's not the say that one. Yeah, everybody was saying it. Say that one. Everybody. But not know the 20 or 25%. That's it. Other than that, nobody else. Thank you, guys. I'm gonna stop there. Thank you all for coming today. We appreciate you. Sorry, but you always come late.
No, but Amy, were we comparing Prince Johnson House on Fire to that of George Weah House on Fire? Or
continue to share the show as you watch the comment.
Prince Johnson, when you started fire. Joe, we are on no fire.
We'll see you tomorrow.
Oh, there was no fire.